Casting on three, two, one. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Your boy, the Dread Man, is back with the NFL Fourth and Goal podcast. I'm your host, the Dread Man, here with my guy Flipside Wazatov, and we got a new listener here, Neil Jerry. Hey, Neil Jerry, what's going on in the chat? What's up? So, what's going on, guys? How y'all feel about this season so far? Just the season in review. How do you guys feel?
Terrible. 2 months for my coach to get fired, man. Had to wait the whole damn season for this man to get fired. But you know what? It's fine because my future coach is 13-0, headed to the national championship, and he's about to win that and then come win the Super Bowl. So I mean, hey, I can't complain.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Megaton, how you feeling about season?
Interesting. A lot of different plays. I'm glad that we have a chance. The Bears, of course, gotta love them for what they are. I wanted the coach to be fired all season. Then I realized he should just be a defensive coordinator. And, like you can let him pretend to be a head coach. We just gotta get rid of Getsy, and then we'll be all right.
All right.
So, Bears is all I was feeling before.
Of course.
I think they're in a good spot right now, but, we'll give them some love. We'll see what happens. And then as far as the rest of the season, it's been fun seeing some of these storylines. I love what Lamar's doing.
Yeah.
One more game from hopefully my rookie of the year. He should be coming back and leading Houston to a victory. Hopefully, we'll get to that a little later. But Puka's setting records. There's a lot of fun stuff, a lot of good storylines this season. So I enjoyed it, man. Overall, good football.
Yeah, this season was a roller coaster, and a whole bunch of things happened that I didn't expect. But Neil Jerry, we're gonna have you chime in. What was your thoughts on this season for 2023? Neil Jerry, you're live.
Are you talking to Neil?
Yeah, I'm talking to Neil.
Oh, okay.
All right, Neil Jerry, you are live. You're kind of breaking up. We can kind of barely hear. Oh yeah, what's going on, everybody in TikTok land? All right, you're all right, Neil Jerry, you're clear. You're clear. Oh hell yeah. Oh yeah, the officiating this year has been freaking horrible. Like, I don't even get me started on the officiating. Now, don't get me wrong, because the NFL referees, they can't have eyes everywhere. I mean, the thing is, that's their job. That's why there's more than one ref on the field. But I mean, other than some key things, you're correct. The officiating this year has been horrible.
Well, I can attest to that too. Mm-hmm. Justin Fields has not gotten one single roughing the passer call the whole
That's
season.
true. That is true.
That Micah Parsons has not gotten a holding call against him in, I want to say, somewhere near about 13 games now.
Mm-hmm.
I think they pick and choose their favorites, and yeah, I'm in agreement with Neil. The refs definitely need to be checked, man. This might be your Tim Donaghy year for the NFL.
Yeah. Oh yeah, especially in games that have playoff implications and have seeding. Look at the Lions and the Cowboys game. That was the talk of the town weekend. That was some. I'm not even a Cowboys fan. That was some bull crap. Like, how the hell do you miss a call like that? How? And the thing is, it's not the first time it's happened in the Lions Cowboys game either. I'm of course referring to the 2015 playoff game between the Lions and Cowboys, where there was a blatant pass interference call missed. But I mean, you guys are 100% correct. They are the players. Let them play. The fate of a game should not be decided on the damn referee's call.
Man, I like some of the officiating this year.
It depends. Yeah.
I do think that the holding calls, the roughing the passer, needs to be revised. But I mean, like the line judge calls, I know a lot of people are upset about those. I think that they've been a little iffy with them, but they've called them right in most spots. Pass interference is, I don't know, pass interference will always be weird.
It's a ridiculous, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just those three really for me. It's pass interference, holding, and roughing the passer, because it's very pick and choose, and it does feel like those calls are very crucial to the game, because you'll see drives start, and getting a false start call on you is fine, whatever. But there's times the refs will just call holding back to back on you, and then the defensive lineman gets like no holding calls
at all.
Like
Facts.
a 3rd and 4 where they convert, or a 4th and 4 where they convert. And these guys are holding like crazy.
I know.
And it's like I don't know. It feels like they're just trying to kill drives or keep drives going with these holding calls instead of being more consistent with it.
Right.
But then also you have to think about it. There's probably holding on every play in the NFL at this point.
Absolutely, especially when you're talking about some premier linebackers. Like, look at Myles Garrett. He gets held every time. Look at TJ Watt. He gets held every time.
How they're supposed to handle it, but something's got to give, man.
Yeah. Like I said, the refs aren't, I get it, guys. We understand. The refs aren't perfect. We get it. But come on now. The thing is, like I said, the fate of a game should not be, decided by a referee. But yes. All right, guys. Now we're going to get into it. For week 17, what was the game of the week in your opinion, Megaton? Game of the week.
That's a good one. For week 17, I'm kind of selfish, man. I got to go with the Bears.
Oh yeah.
And that's not me being, too much of a homer on this one.
Right.
But I think that Bears game proved a lot of things. I think, honestly, Eberflus saved his job. I think, you saw a play from Justin Fields with that spin out, crazy pressure on the 3rd down and getting to that 1st down marker on a full blitz that, showed how he's a special kind of talent.
Right.
And for me, I think, that was one of those games where we also scored a lot in the 4th quarter. And it led us to being in the lead in the league, if you look at the stats, for interceptions on the year from a defense stat. So, like, a lot of things were proved in that game. So that's why that's my game of the week. Really enjoyed it. I do think, there were some other good, solid games.
Oh, yeah.
But for me, that's mine. I love the Baltimore game. Because Baltimore came in there and went crazy. And, I think that shut a lot of mouths too. So those are my two. But the Bears are my number one.
Yeah, because people questioning if Baltimore was legit or not. And for you to beat a top AFC opponent the way they did is ridiculous. All right, but anyway, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. All right, Flip, what was your game of the week for week 17?
For me, it was the Dolphins-Ravens game. It was a blowout, but it was a very entertaining blowout. It was fun to watch Lamar just switch it up. He was throwing or faking with the left hand and then swapping over and throwing with the right. He was just having fun out there. It was fun to see them get carved up like that because we saw the Dolphins do it to the Broncos, and it was just nasty to watch. But then, to see them get the same done to them twice this season, once by the Bills, now by the Ravens, it's just fun. Yeah. It was an entertaining blowout to me. It was fun to see that Ravens offense operate the way they did. It was kind of sad to see Tyreek's record hopes go down the drain, but I mean, after the ankle injury a couple weeks ago, I had a feeling that it was probably not going to happen. But I don't know. It was a fun game to watch for me. So yeah, I got to go with the Ravens here.
All right. And Neil Jerry, what was your game of the week? The best game of the week to you for week 17?
I'm a little biased being a Rams fan, but I'll probably say the Rams, but I had to be realistic. It was Seattle.
Oh yeah, that's a slept-on game.
Yeah, I'm a little biased just because I'm a Rams fan, but it's got to be the Seattle. Seattle, losing that ball to the Steelers. Steelers were impressive. They looked impressive. Mason Rudolph coming into Seattle and winning, that was impressive. That's a little bit concerning, especially for the Ravens, because I don't know if they're going to start their players against them. But I think it's good to get the playoff.
For sure. Now, mine might be a little bit left field, but I'm going to say it anyway. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a 2-in-1. My game of the week and my choke of the week. And I think y'all know which one I'm talking about. The Arizona Cardinals and the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's a great choke of the week. Yeah, I was waiting until we got to that, but go ahead.
Okay. All right. The thing is, the way the game was played was exciting. And the thing is, you figure, okay, the thing is, I think it was their fault. It was the Eagles' fault for taking them so lightly. It's like, dude, you want the top seed. The thing is, like, the number 1 seed is already a lock. Ain't nobody getting past San Francisco. Your best shot at the 2 seed. Not only do you blow the 2 seed, but now you're at the number 5 seed because you lost to the damn Cardinals, who they ain't got a damn thing to play for besides draft position. But yes, I mean, I'm proud of the way Kyler Murray looked, and the way James Conner punched that game-winning touchdown run in. Mwah, chef's kiss. But yeah, all right. Now for the next one, the most improved team of the week, regardless of whether they got a playoff spot or not, and just how they've looked in previous weeks to this week. Megaton, what was your most improved team for this week?
Yeah, it's got to be the Giants, the Tyrod Taylor-led Giants.
Oh, yeah.
No one gave them a chance in that game. And for them to only, lose by 1 point was a hell of a push, man. And Tyrod put up over 300 yards passing. They actually made their offense look productive. Mm-hmm. I think like 25 points for them is pretty high for their season. I don't think they've been scoring that too many times. So turnaround team for the week for me, definitely got to be the Giants, man. And maybe that gives them something to build on. And maybe they realize Danny Dimes ain't it. And Tommy DeVito's flash in the pan season, as much as he put on, hopefully he gets a backup job somewhere. I'm not mad at the boy, but he ain't the one.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But yeah, there we go.
All right. Flip, what was your most improved team for this week? Taylor smoked that 2-point conversion. No, you're 100% correct.
I got to go with the Browns here. No Amari Cooper last week after that crazy game that he had. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, the Browns are in this position because, 1, no Nick Chubb, 2, no Deshaun Watson. And we didn't see this offense doing great after both of those guys went down. Mm-hmm. So for Joe Flacco to come in here, and we saw the previous week Joe Flacco was balling, but then Amari Cooper goes down, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, we probably see Joe Flacco kind of come back down to earth a little bit this week, especially against the Jets team, a Jets defense that's been pretty good this year. He goes out and torches them.
Yeah.
And, I mean, what can I say? He had David Njoku looking like the best tight end in the league out there. No Amari Cooper, no problem. He still got it done. He's got Jerome Ford having a career year. I got to go with the Browns. They were kind of in the same position as you guys, where it was more so the defense was carrying them, and the offense was just barely getting by. But now we see Joe Flacco steps in, and it's not a fluke. I don't think it's a fluke. I think this Browns team is actually pretty scary in the AFC. And to be honest, I think the AFC is a crapshoot right now. Any wild card team could probably beat those top guys because we're looking at it as the Browns and the Ravens, Steelers, Ravens they're divisional games. Like that game could go either way if those guys are in that 8th spot. So I got to go with the Browns here, man. I think they might be playing upset in the playoffs coming soon.
All right, Neil. Out of all the games you saw this week, what team impressed you the most? What was your most improved team of the week? Oh, really? Oh, wow. Yeah, you're right. They beat the Bengals. You're right.
Well, first of all, what happened last week, you get punched in the mouth at home on Christmas Day against the Raiders. You come back this week. You not only beat the Chiefs, you not only beat the Bengals, but I think they got their swagger back. I think they're officially back because Mahomes kind of struggled, but he looked a lot better than he did the week before. This is perfect for them because we're in the playoffs start next week, the week after next week, and I think Kansas City can go on a serious run and get back to the top. They finally found their magic at the last week, and I think they could not only make it their target by put their back. I think they could go and the Super Bowl.
That is true. Like I said, the AFC is like the Royal Rumble this year. You never know. Like, especially with the way the Chiefs are playing right now, everybody's saying that the Chiefs are fraudulent. But with the way I see it, they can either go all the way or be a first-round exit. You never know. All right, now, the choke of the week. Megaton, what was the choke of the week for Week 17 in your opinion? We could go Lions. We could go let's see, who else we could go? We could go, let's see, who else could we go? But anyway, yeah.
Well, I think you have a good selection.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be the Eagles.
Eagles, Eagles choking.
You can't really say anything else. But if I got to pull out a dark horse for a choke of the week, and it may be something that like nobody's expecting right now,
I think I might know.
I gotta go with the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers had a chance to sew up
to seal it. Yeah.
If they win this game against the Saints, they got a chance to sew up the division. They've been playing better than the Saints. They've been on a better streak. You got David Carr coming back, but still kind of gimpy. You have injury-riddled defense on the Saints right now. Baker Mayfield throws for 309 yards, 2 touchdowns, but guess what? Coughs up 2 interceptions as well. That kind of slaughtered their chances when they were in perfect position to take it. If they do that and then the Bears beat the Falcons, which the Bears did, they have the division. The division is theirs. Now, they're not playing this week hoping for somebody else to lose. And that's what they have to do now. They got to win and then hope for somebody else to lose. And they were in the driver's seat, could have had it, could have locked down a weak NFC South. And that, to me, that's your biggest choke, to lose 23-13. It wasn't even close. That's a choke.
For sure.
But yeah, Philly, we all know is number 1. But I'm going with that. Buccaneers.
All right, Flip, what was your choke of the week for last week?
Since Megaton took the Bucks, I gotta go with the Eagles, man.
Sure.
You have the easiest 3-game stretch. You have a Cardinals team that is basically tanking, and a Giants team that they're gonna play you hard, but you already beat them. And we don't even know for sure if they're gonna beat them next week now because they played them hard the previous week. But it was in the bag. Like, you already beat the Giants. Like, the final week, you can easily beat them again. You already know the game plan. So all you have to do is get to the Cardinals, and you let Kyler Murray and this Cardinals team carve you up and hit a game winner on you. Like, no, like this is not acceptable for a team that is probably second, third place in the NFC now. So yeah, they're the choke of the week. You choked away the division lead. Like, you had it in the bag. All you have to do is beat 2 sorry teams, and one of them you beat twice, and you're good to go. And you're losing to the Cardinals in crunch time. Like, nah, that's unacceptable. The Eagles are probably gonna be a first round exit for me at this rate because their defense is sorry.
It depends on who they're going up against. It depends on who. I don't know. Yeah, it depends. But I mean, you're right. All right. Anyway, Neil, out of all the games you saw last week, which team choked the worst?
This may shock a lot of people. This is tough to all year, but it's Carolina Panthers.
Carolina Panthers.
You're facing a Jaguars team with boys. I expect you to make it competitive. I'm not gonna win, but make it competitive. You go out there and get shut out by, correct me if I'm wrong, CJ Beathard.
Yeah, a crippled.
That is correct.
Yes.
CJ Beathard.
I know a crippled Jaguars team. How?
I understand there's no fucking it's late on a losing streak. I understand they're on a losing streak now. There's no report. You gotta make that game competitive. It's looking pretty bad in Carolina with Dave Tepper drafting Bryce Silver and stuff.
All right. Now to the nitty gritty, gentlemen. Our week 18 prediction.
Wait. Can we get one more honorable mention for choke of the week? Just honorable mention.
Take it away.
Miami Dolphins. You let them score 56 points
Jesus.
on you. Tyreek ain't gonna get his 2,000 yards. Nothing went right for you. You didn't start. Like, Mostert didn't play. What are you doing? And just for the what are you doing, like, if there's a WTF of the week, it's the Dolphins, man. Y'all should be ashamed of your damn selves. And that's why no one takes you seriously, and no one's going to take you seriously.
I'm about to say, look at the bright side. The bright side, at least they still got a playoff spot. I don't know how far they're going to go, but hey.
Nowhere in cold weather.
Oh, hell yeah. The Steelers can attest to that because that's the last time that they was at the playoffs. But yes, now, gentlemen, to the nitty-gritty. Week 18, Saturday Night Football. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers going on the road against the number 1 seed, Baltimore Ravens. Megaton, who you got? Ravens, Steelers.
I got the Steelers. There's no Lamar
Yeah, it makes sense because they're benching him. I mean,
they're sitting Lamar. Mm-hmm. The Steelers still got something to play for. If the Steelers are 10-7, number one, that's a great record starting from where y'all were in like the doldrums of mediocrity. Yeah. And now you fought your way back, guaranteed. Mike Tomlin is next
for sure
in the streak of 17 seasons now without a losing record.
Yes,
which is amazing. And you got a chance to get double digits, 10-7. I think you're gonna play. Mason Rudolph has y'all on momentum, and you're feeling it. I think they go into the playoffs on a high streak, and I got to kind of rock with them. I think they finally figured out the 1-2 punch in the backfield with Warren and Harris, and getting them both a little bit of love, so you don't have the frustrations that they had before. Watt is a game destroyer every time.
Yes,
and I think Joey Porter finally figured out how to play defense without giving up big plays.
Right.
So all that being said. Yeah, I think I got to go with Pittsburgh, man. The Ravens sitting everybody good.
Yeah.
If y'all don't win, shame on y'all.
Now, what's weird about that is I don't know if you guys have seen the Steelers playoff scenario, but in order to make the playoffs, the highest we can get is 6th seed. Of course, the lowest is 7th. But we can get in with, of course, we got to win. And either the hold on, let me pull it up. The Jacksonville Jaguars have to lose. The Colts and the Colts and the Titans game can't end in a tie, and everybody else under us has to lose. But here's also another scenario: is the Steelers can be 9-8. We can lose to the Baltimore Ravens and still get in the playoffs. But guess what? All the AFC South teams either have to lose or not end in the tie. That's what has to happen for us to get in the playoffs and lose. I know it's a weird scenario, but I get it. But anywho, Flip, who you got? Ravens Steelers. Flip, can you hear me?
Yeah, my bad. Ravens Steelers, no Lamar. You guys probably got it. Steelers defense is still good. I mean, are you guys still starting Mason Rudolph?
Yes, we are. Right? We're going to Mason to the end of the season, and then I'm guessing. I'm guessing once if we make the playoffs, then we'll go from there. But yeah.
Yeah, so if you guys are playing your whole squad, then I got y'all winning this. If y'all don't win against a team that's not starting Lamar, then I don't know what to tell you. But I think you guys got it this week. I think the Ravens are just going to rest all their guys since they have no reason to play this game at all.
They're already locked.
Give me the Steelers in this. I'll say like 24-13.
All right, Neil Jerry, Ravens Steelers. Who you got, and what's your final score?
I got Ravens. Keep in mind, last time we saw Tyler Huntley start a game was in the wild card against the Bengals in a game he almost beat Cincinnati. He played a damn good game. And as good as Mason Rudolph has been this year, it's going to come to an end. Is this game in Baltimore?
Yep, Baltimore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got the Ravens. Tyler Huntley, it's not like Baltimore is going to lose just because they have their starters. It's going to be a competitive game.
Oh, yeah, it's a divisional game. Yeah.
This guy has done it all. We've seen his highs and lows, and I don't expect him to, be a deer in the headlights in this game. He's been in pressure. He's had that pressure. Damn near beat Joe Burrow. And give me the Ravens, 20-19.
All right.
I think they're sitting Roquan and Zay and half the defense too.
Yeah.
So I just want to throw that out to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, okay. I like you putting it on the table, but yeah.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing, and this is a stat that everybody overlooks. Now, it's probably a smart idea that they don't play Lamar because the Steelers, for the most part, have Lamar's number. Lamar is usually trash against them, but Tyler Huntley, a.k.a. Diet Lamar Jackson, is playing against them. And the thing is, it could be a whole different ball game, but you're right. Like, they're sitting most of their guys, and the Steelers got something to play for. So why would they take that risk of their MVP getting injured for this year? And don't get me wrong, like, the Baltimore still has some depth. They still got some depth. But the thing is, with the Steelers starting everybody and then playing all-out balls out, then I don't see why. The thing is, it is very possible that the Steelers do lose this game. But I think it's going to be another one of those close nail-biters games because Ravens-Steelers games usually are. But give me the Steelers in this game 23-21 over the Ravens. All right, next up. Oh, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars going on the road against the Tennessee Titans. Woo! Now
wait. Yeah. You skipped another Saturday game.
Another Saturday game?
Oh yeah, Saturday games.
Oh yeah, there's
Houston and Indianapolis.
Yeah, Houston. Yeah, because I was going from one AFC South game to another. But yeah.
Okay, Mom.
Yeah,
I thought you were going by schedule.
Oh, all right, but yeah, Houston and Indianapolis. All right, we got the Houston Texans going on the road against the Indianapolis Colts. Megaton, who you got? Texans Colts.
CJ for the playoff, try to win effort, and like almost could pull off if they lose, if Jacksonville loses, they beat Indianapolis, they win the division.
Oof. Yeah.
Which could be crazy. I already said CJ Stroud was my vote for Rookie of the Year. I think, I said that in like week 4.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Especially if they make the playoffs.
I was on here. Like, I want to say somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, I think CJ got something to play for. I love what DeMeco Ryans is doing down there. I think their defense is tougher than it's been. And Indianapolis just got cooked last week in a game that they clearly were supposed to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there was no reason for them to lose against Tennessee of all people. I mean, against the Raiders of all people. And then Tennessee stinks, we know. So if Tennessee stinks, there's nobody else between them. You're only worried about Jacksonville right now.
Right.
You beat the Colts, and then you let Trevor Lawrence lose. You get the division as a rookie quarterback. I want to see
That's a lock, yeah.
So I'm betting on Houston putting everything on the table and taking this division.
All right. All right, Flip. Who you got? Colts Texans.
Colts Texans. It's gonna be an interesting one for me. I think this is their final
I agree.
play of the year. Man, I don't know. The thing with me is I was a big fan of Gardner Minshew. Going into this because you see him on the Jags, he gets the second chance of being a starter, but he's just been playing a little bit mediocre to finish off the season. So I'm not too big on picking the Colts team over this Texans team just because obviously I'm a little biased on CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
But man, you got a Colts team that got. Michael Pittman, he should be fully healthy this week. It's been about 3 weeks since the concussion, so he should be at least able to see the field now. Jonathan Taylor, he should be pretty solid now. The Colts defense should be playing still. I don't think they're going to sit anybody. They really don't have a reason to sit anybody. So, man, I think it's a close game just because divisional game. These guys. They've been playing pretty hard against each other. Man, I'm kind of leaning towards the Colts here, just because Tank Dell is out. I think if Tank Dell's in, I'm a little bit more on the Texans side here. But since the Colts are basically fully healthy and the Texans not really, I'm gonna go Colts here to edge it out. I'll say Colts win 28-27.
Hey, I just want to say this. Did y'all see what Max Crosby did to Gardner Minshew last week and how he kept calling him a little ass boy?
Yes. Yes.
And Gardner Minshew got mad. And he was like, I don't know why he's so mad. Max is really mad.
Like, bro,
anybody who talks like that, I ain't betting no bread on.
No. Like, don't let that man take your heart. Damn.
He's a different beast, man. I can't even say anything. I'm kind of upset, man, because the West, like, we finally had a chance to kind of like dominate the AFC West, and here comes Max Crosby just to put a little damper on everything for me. So I don't know, man. I'm sick with him.
Yeah. All right, Neil, who you got? Texans Colts.
I got this game actually heading in a tie. And
wow, a tie?
I got Colts winning the division. Yeah. Gardner Minshew is no joke.
That's a bold ass prediction.
But I think he's better than CJ Stroud this year. We already beat them once, and they beat them again. And I got the Texans, not only making it a close like the Colts can win at the end, but let's say their kicker misses the field goal, you think asshole here, that sucks. And I got the Colts behind this game 36-36. Colts headed to the playoffs.
Wow, that's bold. The thing is, it's week 18. Anything can happen. I don't know who would actually take that bet, take the over/under on that, and this game ended in a draw. But hey, we've seen crazier things happen.
I don't know. It could work.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
You never know. You never know. That's just a bold ass decision,
though. Bold, yeah.
But I'm going to tell you this too. You over here talking about wide receivers. Nico Collins got over 1,000 yards. I think he's close to almost 1,100 right now. He ain't no joke. And then you got Robert Woods. Robert Woods is a veteran. KG, he knows how to run routes. Dalton Schultz is a good tight end. I think you got enough weapons from a man. And Devin Singletary's been running all year like he's a man on a mission after he got sent from Buffalo.
Yeah, Michael Pittman.
Pittman.
Yeah,
Pittman been shaky since they messed up his neck and his head. So
yeah,
I don't know if I can bet that, but he is great. Like he's great, and I give him all the credit in the world.
Yeah, in that division, it's true. But the thing is that AJ Brown. Yeah.
You said that. Are you literally calling DeAndre Hopkins washed at this point?
Is DeAndre Hopkins washed up? I would say no.
DeAndre Hopkins had 7 receptions for 72 yards last week. Are you calling him washed?
No.
Yeah, he is. He hasn't been the same since he was with the Texans. He's terrible.
I wouldn't say he's terrible. Wow, that's bold.
He was good on the Cardinals. I can't deny it.
He's dropped. All right, I wouldn't say he's washed up, but I would say he has dropped in the production. But look at who's throwing in the rock. Like he doesn't have Deshaun Watson or Kyler Murray throwing in the rock. Look at who he's got.
He's still terrible. What
No, wait. But thing is, I'm kind of biased towards DeAndre Hopkins because he's one of my top 5 wide receivers of the generation. To call him trash, I mean not trash, but to call him washed is kind of a reach. Like, yeah, like I said, to call him washed is kind of a reach.
Don't get me wrong, it's starting to look like trash, but yeah, he's still washed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but the thing is, by that logic, Julio Jones is washed too. By that logic,
Julio Jones been washed.
Come on now,
Julio Jones
God,
been washed.
Come on, get out of here. Come on now.
That was a bad example.
No, it wasn't.
There's other people you could have said Devontae or something. You know what I'm saying? Like if you was gonna say something that actually meant something. Okay then.
Thank you.
Right. I'm talking to people who just said the Julio Jones.
He's not.
He's been washed.
Oh my God.
He's been washed.
I don't think DeAndre Hopkins is washed.
No.
Mainly off the fact that.
Yeah, he's not the same. Yeah.
No, I can't say that because on the Cardinals, he had a pretty great season for missing half of the season. He finished with like 700 and some yards.
Mm-hmm.
This year, he's a 1,000-yard receiver. I can't call you washed if you're still a 1,000-yard receiver.
True.
Otherwise,
that is.
Yeah, he doesn't have Kyler throwing in the rock. That's the problem. Is you got
a 1,000-yard receiver with Will Levis, Malik Hooker, and Ryan Tannehill.
No.
I can't call you washed.
And coming off an injury. Still got 6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And he did it. He did it on 68 receptions, 1,000 yards.
Even Will Levis can suck.
Yeah, I mean
he still runs great routes, man. I don't know. I can't say he's washed. I won't say this though.
Yeah.
I will say right now, Michael Pittman, where we started from, we said Michael Pittman is the best receiver in that division.
I agree.
I would say yes, up and coming.
I agree too. But all right, gentlemen. Anyway, moving on. Oh, we got the another AFC South matchup. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars going up against the Tennessee Titans. Megaton, who you got? Jags Titans.
Jags is not going to be close. Jaguars probably win this. I would say somewhere around 18 to. They ain't been scoring. Let's go with like 18. They're all single-digit watch for me. 18-9.
Wow. Okay. I mean, yeah, you're right. They don't have a damn thing to play for. I mean, it's a home game. Not that I don't know if it matters that it's a home game for the Titans or not, but I mean, they don't have a damn thing to play for, and I'm pretty sure that they want to play spoiler to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So a win wouldn't surprise me, but I'm gonna go ahead and give my prediction later on. But anyway, Flip.
No, the Titans are horrible, man. The Titans went out. Like, look, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Mm-hmm. The Titans should be ashamed of their goddamn selves. They sued Houston for the rights to use the Oilers. They said you're not allowed to use the Oilers, and then they put all that Oilers shit up. And then when they played Houston at home in Tennessee, they had Oilers stuff around the entire arena.
Yeah,
they had the Oilers uniforms on. They had the Oilers branding on. And then they still took an L to the other Houston team that you said can't use the Oilers. So, in retrospect, I think that's the football guys and bad karma, man. I can't think about that team doing anything right now, especially not winning their last game of the season after that embarrassment. So, let's go with that. And that's why I'm hating on Tennessee, even though I want C.J. Stroud and them to have the story. I want Jaguars to lose so C.J. can sneak in. And I think he can sneak in if they beat them and then the Jaguars lose.
It would help my Steelers too. It would help my Steelers too. But yeah, anyway, but you're not wrong. It will be. The thing is, it's amazing because guess what? The Jags were projected to be a top 3 team in the AFC, and now they got a chance of getting kicked out altogether. That's what's amazing to me right now. But anyway, Flip, who you got? Jags Titans.
I got the Jaguars in this.
Wow.
I think it's a winner go home kind of situation for the Jags. You got the Colts and Texans battling it out for the top of the division. If the Jags lose this game, it's going to get ugly. So they've lost too many games that they should have won this season. The Titans, I mean,
they're the Titans.
Derrick Henry. If we want to talk about someone who's washed on the Titans, it might be Derrick Henry.
Yikes.
We might be talking about the wrong player on that team right now because Derrick Henry has looked slow. I can't tell if it's him or the old line.
Well, when you're carrying the entire team on your back for 5 years.
Looks like the better running back.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that you have Will Levis as your quarterback, but that Titans team is falling apart quickly. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Vrabel get fired at the end of the year.
Wow.
I'm gonna go with the Jags in this. I think Trevor Lawrence fights through his injuries once more. Hopefully, he's actually effective this time. He's been hurting them more than helping them when he does play. But I'm gonna lean towards the Jags just because I think it's a winner go home situation for them. So give me the Jaguars in this. I'll say 24-16 over the Titans.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you on that. I'm gonna say Derrick Henry is actually in his Jerome Bettis in Pittsburgh years.
Yikes.
You can line him up on the goal line and let him bang stuff in. Got it. But the days of him being
busting for 50, 60 yards. Yeah.
It's a wrap.
All right, Neil, who you got? Jags Titans.
This is actually my upset pick of the week. Used to real love to struggle all year long. Not fucking days. Had a couple good games, but no Trevor Lawrence, no win. If Trevor's not man, I got full confidence, and I'm gonna bet on this game. I got Titans 39, and I got Titans winning this 42-3.
Wow, a high scoring game.
Just finally have this breakout game. He's gonna get 166. 3 tutties, and a lot of sacks in this game, and Levis is the biggest one of his career, and they're knock off the Jags and send them home.
Now,
who's he gonna pass to? I thought DeAndre was washed. No,
it's a difference between DeAndre being washed and the whole team being washed. But thing is, look at that secondary. DeAndre Hopkins can cook that secondary now.
Yeah, I just said DeAndre Hopkins have his plan.
Yeah. Now, here's my pick for Titans Jags. The Jags are crippled right now. Even if they make the playoffs, they ain't going no damn where because it's going to be a repeat of last year.
We don't know that. If Trevor Lawrence comes back, they could do something.
He's crippled. He's been playing at 50% for the last 4 weeks. Yeah, for the majority of the year, he's been playing like 50%. Like he's not playing like himself. So it's
done for the year.
Yikes.
What do you mean he's crippled? Is he out for the year?
I don't think he's out for the year. Well, not really crippled, but I mean, he's significantly injured to the point where it's hurting his production. That's why he's been playing so bad. But he's not out for the year. But God, I mean, if they were to bench him for the rest of the year, it wouldn't surprise me. But still,
Oh, they definitely won't bench him. I mean, unless he suffers some like critical leg injury, he's going to be out there as a pocket passer at the least.
It's horrible. His production's going to be terrible. Why? Why would you risk that?
Well, because here's the thing.
Trevor Lawrence is playing. Stop.
Yeah,
he's playing.
God.
He's gonna play.
It's going to be a dumpster fire.
Injury report. You can't count Trevor Lawrence out.
Yes.
He can still be effective as a pocket passer. His bread and butter is being a dual threat quarterback, but he's not a dual threat quarterback like a Justin Fields or Lamar Jackson. He's basically pocket passer guy who can run. Mm-hmm. And so at the end of the day, you have to rely on him to be the pocket passer guy to lead your team. You're not going to sit there and be like, oh, we're counting on C.J. Beathard to make sure that we win the division. Hell no.
Yeah.
You're taking Trevor Lawrence every day.
For sure. All right, my final score, believe it or not, is 17-21 Titans. I'm actually going to be bold too and pick the Titans because we've seen something crazy. We've seen crazier things happen. It's not too crazy to think that the Titans might win at home. They're like, you know what? Let's go ahead and play this. We're not going to the playoffs, so we might as well play spoiler to the Jags and make sure they don't go either.
Yeah, I mean, we might see a big game from D-Hop and Levis this week. Or maybe Derrick Henry has one of his 100-plus yard games. I mean, he's had it happen, but who knows?
Yeah. All right, what would you say, Neil?
Even you could agree. They don't know what they're talking about. They got the Jags lead. Like, what is this?
Yeah, I agree. Wholeheartedly. All right, next up. Oh, an NFC South matchup. You got the Atlanta Falcons going up against the New Orleans Saints. Megaton, who you got? Saints, Falcons. Saints at home.
And this is a toilet bowl.
Toilet bowl.
To be real, and
that whole division,
ironically enough, is playing for the division right now, which is horrible. I can never trust Atlanta when pressure's on.
Yeah,
and that's just real. If Derek Carr wants to play like he should, then I'm gonna go with New Orleans on this one, man. I think them. Taysom Hill being super versatile has been really interesting this year. I also think, you have enough weapons around him. Chris Olave, I think, is still going to put up his numbers regardless. They have a better defense. And the Falcons hit the bed against the Bears, man. For real.
Yeah.
And that every exposed opportunity that I saw in that game, the only bright side that I have on this is Bijan may get to 1,000-yard season. That is, all you're going to hope for from this is they should hope that Bijan gets 1,000 yards as a rookie rusher. Yeah. Then they got 2 rookie rushers back-to-back because Algier got 1,000 yards last year. That'll be something they can hang their hat on from a statistics standpoint to say, hey, look, we're drafting. We're going in the right direction.
Yeah, that's the consolation prize.
Yeah, the Falcons ain't shit.
Yeah.
So I'm going with New Orleans on this one. And I'm going to go with a kind of low-scoring, close game. So let's go with New Orleans somewhere around 23. And let's go with Atlanta 17.
All right. Flip, Saints, Falcons. Who you got?
I got to go with the Saints, too, on this one. The Falcons, I mean, they show life at some points. I think with Taylor Heinicke at quarterback, they've been a more effective team. It's just Arthur Smith is weird with Bijan. We get games where we'll see maybe 14 carries and maybe 6-7 targets to Bijan. Then the next game he's not even in the lineup. It's the Tyler Algier show, or we just don't see him run the ball a lot with his running backs. It's interesting the way he's operating this team.
But that's because Bijan don't like to block.
Yeah.
He don't like to block.
I guess that is, yeah.
That's one reason.
Learn how to block very soon because they've been taking him out the game a little too much. But yeah, it's I gotta go with the Saints here. The Falcons, they could play spoiler here, but I'm just gonna play it safe and kind of rock with the Saints here. Hopefully, Derek Carr does have a decent game and he doesn't have one of those Derek Carr kind of games that we're used to. But yeah, I'll take the Saints in this one. I'll say Saints 23, Falcons 17.
All right, Neil, Saints, Falcons. Who you got?
Yeah, Bryce Young is a bum. I can't trust this dude. You can't rely on this guy to beat CJ definitely. Give me the Saints. I think Derek Carr has a pretty good game. probably 300 yards passing on this gas team.
Agree.
I got Saints 33.
All right. I'm in consensus with you guys. Now the Saints are by no means world beaters, but I think they can do enough to beat the Falcons. And the Falcons, they've been very, very hot and cold all year. And to be honest, even though their record is kind of deceiving because they could easily be like a 6-win team at this point. They've scraped out a couple of wins, but it's like, okay, that's not enough to convince me that Desmond Ridder is going to be it next year, which he's probably not. I think they're going to move on from him. And Derek Carr, he's actually been serviceable. And so has Alvin Kamara. It's just a damn shame that Alvin Kamara's production has dropped. But I don't know if that's the O-line's fault or his fault. But, hey, that's neither here nor there. I think that the Saints have got enough to get it done. Give me the Saints over the Falcons 27-21. Now, next up, we got an AFC North matchup. Another AFC North matchup. We got the Cincinnati Bengals at home against the Cleveland Browns. Megaton, Browns, Bengals. Who you got?
So Cleveland already clinched.
Yep.
They're already in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati has something to still kind of play for.
Draft position.
They don't need to lose. They need to prove that, they're still a respectable organization right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, overall, I think Cincinnati has more to play for than Cleveland right now. I don't think Myles Garrett's playing. I know Flacco's not playing as it is right now from standings and what they said. They said he was sitting. So, you got Njoku's shouldn't be playing either.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at the weapons from Cleveland sitting right now,
mm-hmm.
or maybe only getting limited reps. I'm looking at Cleveland. Jamar Chase wants to get his yards up. He wants to get his, little 1,000-yard bonus multipliers and all that shit like that.
Padded stats.
So, he's got and honestly, he's kind of having a down year right now. Like, if you look at where he's at from a receiving standpoint overall, like, he wants his money, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's got, respectable numbers from an average wide receiver he's right below 1,200 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to want to get at least like 13 so he can be in that top 10 of receivers. Right now he's hovering at 11 behind Mike Evans. If he gets top 10 bonus multiplier, then he gets more money. He's going to cry about the ball the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man, like, I think they just got more to play for as far as their pride and as far as what the team is looking for. Cleveland's already in the game, already in the playoffs. The only thing they're playing against right now is if they win, then I think there's an opportunity for them not to have to play against Baltimore in their path, unless Baltimore wins out. They're only playing for position in the playoffs right now, and I don't think that's is important to them.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm going with the dark horse Cincinnati in this one.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say somewhere. I mean, this could easily be a high-scoring game because, like, when you got teams that aren't playing people and then they're just throwing the ball all over the place, I'm gonna go with like somewhere around 28 to 25. Give me 28-25 Cincinnati.
All right. Flip, who you got? Browns, Bengals.
Oh, give me the Browns in this. I think this Browns team has a lot of momentum. I think it's not a point of them trying to prove anything anymore. I think it's more so a case of if they don't sit all their guys, they're going out there to give Joe Flacco some more reps with this team because they want to make sure he's good to go for the playoffs. I think this Browns organization believes they can actually make a deep run now that they've seen what Flacco's done. This Bengals team, on the other hand, they're kind of falling apart. The Jake Browning experiment has kind of run its course, in my opinion. Jamar Chase, he hasn't had the greatest season. It's been a pretty down season for him, even without the injuries.
1,200 yards being a down season is wild.
Yeah, it is. It's true.
He's usually a 1,600 guy.
Yeah, but T Higgins. But T Higgins has been getting most of the looks lately.
It was a terrible season. I said it was a down season.
Yeah.
It was a down season.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, look at T Higgins. He's been getting most of the looks lately.
But yeah, Yeah, he's the number one guy. He's still the number one guy there. It's just there's games where they kind of have him sitting out of the game. I think even last week I think he had like 3 catches for 20-some yards for the entire game. That's not a great game. So I can't really sit here and say that I'm confident this Bengals team can dethrone this Browns team right now. I'm gonna stick with the Browns. They have the hot hand. Give me the Browns in this, 31-23 over the Bengals.
All right, Neil, Browns Bengals. Who you got, and what's your final score?
I just wish both teams could make the forfeit.
As a Steelers fan, I agree.
and Neil, can you do us a favor? Can you talk more into your mic? You sound like you like in a fish tank right now.
Yeah. Just
but if I had to pick a weird stuff, it depends. If Jake Browning is starting, first the Bengals spend up the players. So I don't know. I wish I could just play. If we can end this game, that'd be cool too. But
I wouldn't be mad either.
I think Bengals could win this game. If Browning starting, the Bengals.
Yeah. And Flip, I got a stat correction for you right quick. There's never been a season in life where Jamar Chase has had 1,600 yards.
What was it?
Yeah,
1,500 yards.
Yeah, 14. You said 16.
15.
I said
he had 15 or 16.
1,500 yards.
He's never had 15. He had 1455. Yeah, 1455. He had 1,000 last season because he was injured. So he was on track for that.
97 this week.
And so now he's back up again. So let's not. I just want to stat correct you real quick.
He had a solid year. Solid year.
It would have been better, but 96 receptions for 1,200 yards in 15 games.
I was expecting him to be a bit better than that. I thought he was gonna have his best season, but Joe Burrow got hurt. But we can't deny that he disappears in a couple games.
Yeah.
There's games where he has disappeared, and then there's games where he has those huge blow-up games where that's where he gets his 1197 from.
But I had him on my fantasy team.
Yeah, there's games where he definitely disappears. So I can't say that it was. If we're looking at the stats, he's had a great season. But if we're talking about Jamar Chase, I mean, the last 3 weeks, pretty down season. He's not been the greatest. I stick to it. He hasn't been the greatest. It's been a little bit of a down season.
I'm not mad at you. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't mad at that either.
Take away the Arizona game with 192 yards, and he's under 1,000. Take away the Jacksonville game with 149 yards, and he's down. You know what I'm saying? Other than those 2 outliers, the LA Rams 149. He only has 500 yards, 600 yard games this season. 500 yard games this season.
Because I'm looking at it right now. First 2 weeks, 39, 31. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because Burrow was hurt those weeks. Then you got the Bills game. He got locked up, I guess. Ravens locked up, and then the last 3 weeks.
Indianapolis, he got locked up 29 fucking yards. Baltimore, he got locked up 12 yards.
He's like, come on. It's been inflated. It's an inflated year.
Yeah. He's been very inconsistent.
Yeah, I'll say that for sure.
With flashes of brilliance, but very inconsistent. But 1,200 yards is 1,200 yards.
But do we penalize him for having a quarterback like Jake Browning when we praise guys like DeAndre Hopkins?
I'll give him a pass.
Guys like Justin Jefferson for being able to do it with any quarterback.
Yeah, I'll give him a pass on that. Like me personally.
I penalize him for crying about it and his ego.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You got to be more consistent if your ego that big.
You can't beat that logic, I guess. But anywho, my final score is Browns. Let's say Browns 28, Bengals 20. You're right. The Jake Browning experiment is failed. And who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Bengals? I mean, I'm sorry, for the Browns. Who is the starting? Who is going to be starting for the Browns on Sunday?
Well, So I think right now is what's the dude name with the three names?
CJ Gardner-Johnson. Not...
You know what I'm talking about, the hyphenated last name dude. Yeah. And I can't remember it right now. I should have this off the top of my head, but I don't.
Wait, they're turning Jeff Driscoll for the Browns? Oh, I'm at the.
Driscoll? Yeah, there you go. See, that's even worse. I thought they was going to start three-name dude. So, yeah, there you go.
Flacco, okay.
I told you they weren't starting Flacco to begin with.
Yeah, they weren't starting. Yeah.
The Bengals might win this. I thought Flacco would start.
No, he's not.
Yeah, I'm not.
They ain't got nothing to play for. But yeah. Like I said, I got my final score is 28-20 Browns. All right, next up.
I'll go with the Bengals in this one. I'll say 27-21 Bengals.
Wow. Welcome to the dark side, Flip.
Yeah, you got me. Yeah, I'm cool with it. Jamar, have a game, buddy.
Yeah. All right, next up, NFC North matchup. You got the Minnesota Vikings going on the road against the Detroit Lions. Now, in some crazy-ass coincidence, in some crazy-ass situation, the Vikings can still make the playoffs. But guess what? Everybody in the 7th seed has got to fall off. What are the odds of that happening? Especially if you're going up against a Lions team who's fighting for the 2 seed. It's not going to happen. I think that the Lions might play the starters the first half and then just bench them and then just rest them the rest of the game. Now, the Vikings. Now, at the beginning of the year, I had the Vikings actually winning the North. Shame on me. But then again, I didn't know what the quarterback situation was going to be halfway through. But hey, we all can't. That's what they call predictions for. We can't predict these things. But me personally, going ahead and give me the Lions finishing the Vikings off for the season, 31-23. Megaton, who you got? Vikings Lions.
Oh, man, we all know Detroit sold their soul and their basketball teams, fortunes,
the Pistons,
Lions to do something this year. Like, you don't know that?
Yeah.
Like they literally said, we're going to sacrifice the Pistons and have them have the worst record ever after Detroit went, like you remember the Lions had the worst record in football ever?
0-16?
Like, okay, let's never do that again.
Yeah.
So let's flip that and let's have the Pistons do that instead. And let's have Detroit actually make the football playoffs right now, man. Like it was a nasty deal. I think the Illuminati was involved in some shit.
A soul for a soul.
Yeah. Like, long story short, conspiracy theories and all, man. Yeah, Detroit wins this, man. And Detroit actually gets a good seed. And they play one of the sorrier teams. And I think it's going to be interesting. So let's go with Detroit winning this one. I like the Vikings, man. They got some people back. But they don't have a quarterback that's really going to use Justin Jefferson the way he's supposed to. Like they don't have that anymore. Kirk Cousins got hurt. God bless his soul and shit. He out there with his shirt off. And then they got their ass stopped last week. So, yeah, man, like, sorry. Detroit got this year.
For sure.
They're not going to go far, but, they're going to the playoffs and they're going to do what they're going to do.
Hopefully they don't run into the Cowboys and get screwed again, but we'll see about that.
Yeah, so let's see. Give me Detroit in this one. I'm going to say because it's divisional and they play each other tough every year. Let's go with 24-21.
All right. Flip, who you got? Vikings, Lions.
Before I get my prediction, I forgot. Honorary choke of the week goes to the Lions, too.
Oh, for the love of... That was a horrible...
He was impressive on the first one, and then they called the penalty.
Yeah.
And I was cool with it. The second one, sure, you draw the penalty. You got a free shot at it. You miss. It was a pick. Jared Goff threw a pick. The third time, you just kicked the extra point. Why are you still going?
I was mad about that.
Like, they've stopped you 2 times. Just go for the points. Trust in your defense. Or maybe you get the coin toss and you start off overtime. Your offense has been
Dan Campbell.
You're good to go.
I'm going to tell you what the problem is. Dan Campbell didn't trust his defense. That's what the problem was. It's like, dude, take the goddamn points.
You put a little too much trust in your offense to get those 2 points after, all those.
3 different,
The first time, it was a trick play. Cool, you caught him off guard with the trick play. Second time, it didn't even look like you had a chance.
And look at this. They were playing, and the thing is, this is what made me upset about it. It's the fact that despite that, the Lions had plenty of chances to put the game away before. And the thing is, look at the last drive. Dude, they were playing soft zone. Wide open gap in that defense where a receiver or a running back can run 10 to 15 yards. Boom, boom, boom. 10, 15-yard plays back to back to back. And you milk clock. So yeah, that loss is all on them. You had plenty of chances to put the damn game away despite you. Like I said, they got screwed over, no doubt about it. But before that, they could have put that game away a long time ago. But anyway, what was your final score for Lions Vikings?
Yeah, I've still got to go with the Lions here. The Vikings, I think they're starting Nick Mullins again. They're just doing the carousel of quarterbacks, just trying to see what they've got. Yeah, I got to go with the team that is actually established and actually playing for something. I think the Lions run all over them. I don't think Jared Goff is a victim of the zero blitz. Give me the Lions in this one. I'll say 27 to 21.
All right. Neil, Lions Vikings. Who you got? And what's your final score?
I got the Minnesota Vikings. Kevin O'Connell.
Wow.
It's coach for his job. The Vikings are fighting for the playoff life. Detroit didn't get the number one seed. They got nothing to play for. I doubt he has not played this game. And it's going to be, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be in Detroit. It's going to be
Could you repeat your final score? Could you repeat your final score?
I got the Vikings in overtime, 36-33.
Overtime, 36-33. That is interesting.
One from each team, and the Vikings going to keep their season alive, but they're still need a lot of help for the rest of the game.
But that begs the question: do you trust the Vikings backup over Detroit's backup?
Oh, fuck no! But I'm not going to win because of the playoffs.
Yeah. But even if they win, they got to have 1,000,001 things go their way. They're still not going to make the playoff. Yeah.
Overtime, and it's going to be one good game.
All right. For me, even with the Vikings, even with the Lions benching their, like I said, I think they're going to, play their starters for half the game, then rest them. But like I said, for me, it's an open and shut case. I think, like I said, they finish them off. Like I said, 31-23. All right, next up. We got an AFC East matchup. You got the New England Patriots at home against the New York Jets. Now, I don't know what made them the Patriots try to resurge with a carousel of quarterbacks with Bailey Zappi. I guess he's a starter now. And the thing is, I think this is going to be Bill Belichick's last hurrah. I think he's going to try to get one more win before he bows out and, calls it a career with the New England Patriots. And the Jets might try to, they might try to put one last foot in the Patriots' ass to show them, like, look, this year was a crap shot from everybody says that the Jets is a cursed organization, and what happened to them, you can't really deny it. But yeah, I actually think this is going to be a very, very close one. Like I said, this game, it wouldn't surprise me if this is one of the earlier games, but there's no playoff implications at all. But anyway, give me the Patriots in this game over the Jets, 27-24. Megatone, who you got? Patriots, Jets. Patriots at home.
I ain't trusting nobody named Seaman to win shit.
Jesus.
So, and I know it's Simeon, but I call him Trevor Simeon.
Trevor Simeon, yeah.
So, get him out of here.
Woo!
The Jets ain't good anyway, man. Their defense has been exposed as of late. Like, I still believe in Sauce and the Williams brothers.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're solid. But overall, that defense, I think they figured out that scheme somewhere around, like, else for that. I think, overall, as much as I hate anyone named Bailey too, like, this is another one of those toilet bowl games.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't understand why we. So I'm gonna say you got two shitty quarterbacks. You got Bailey and Seaman, and neither one of them do I believe in. But I'm going to give Belichick a chance to go out on a high note this season, their coach, and I think that's what it's going to come down to for this one. No one has anything to play for other than pride. So hopefully they'll rally behind Belichick and give him one to go out, win one for the Gipper ass moments.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right.
And I think it's going to be a shit bowl. So I'm going to go with a stupid ass score of like 13 to 9, single digit watch.
Wow. All right, Flip, who you got? Jets, Patriots.
Jets, Patriots.
Toilet bowl.
Man, this feels like it's going to be the pick six bowl where quarterbacks only score like one touchdown. The defenses both score a pick six, and then it comes down to the kickers. I'm going to go with the Patriots, though. I'm just going to go with the Patriots. I think it's Belichick's last hurrah. Final game as the Patriots head coach after, like 20-something years?
Yep.
Yeah. I think Belichick, I feel like this is a game where he has to go out on top. If he loses in his final game as a Patriot, it just seems ugly. So I'm going to go with Belichick here just because ended, a little bit bittersweet, I guess. I'll say 1916 Patriots.
All right, Neil, who you got? Jets, Patriots.
As bad as the Jets have been all year, and Zach Wilson has been,
yeah.
New England sucks. Like, let's get that out the door. New England is terrible. They've been garbage all year.
But it's a matter of who sucks worse.
Belichick, I'm not going to say he doesn't have anymore. I think he's still a good coach. He just has a terrible roster. He's great anymore. But the Jets, the Jets here. I think the Jets get their first win.
Wow.
How many years have they not? 5 years at least.
Yeah.
I like the Jets in this one. My final prediction: 17-16 Jets. Robert Saleh finishes the season off with a little bit of a light. I got the Jets.
All right. Next up, oh boy, in the weakest division in football, you got the Tampa Bay Bucks going on the road like it matters against the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to make this short, sweet, and to the point, guys. I mean, the Carolina Panthers are in tank mode. They're, they got one of the top picks in the draft, in 2024. And of course, the Tampa Bay Bucks are fighting for a playoff spot. And even if they don't make it, even if they don't win the division, which is a strong chance that they will, they can still screw around and get a wild card spot. But yeah, I mean, Baker Mayfield he's done a hell of a lot more than I thought that he was going to do this year. And if he doesn't light up this Carolina defense, then there's something wrong. And then we got to question their playoff legitimacy. But then again, as it stands right now, if they win, they get the 4th seed, which means they have to go up against the 7th seed, whoever that is. Let's just say it's Green Bay. Let's just say Green Bay is the 7th seed. It'll be Green Bay on the road against the Tampa Bay Bucks, and I think that the Bucks would lose that game. But anyway, let me not get too far ahead of myself. For me, this game is open and shut case.
No, when they have to go against the 5th seed, I'm sorry. Like,
hold on, yeah.
You did that math right. I think you got to go against the 5th seed.
Oh yeah, it is the 5th seed.
Because the Lions, if they get 2nd, would go against the 7th.
Yeah, there we go.
Also, the Panthers aren't playing for anything.
Yeah, they don't play for a damn thing.
Yeah, they gave it to the Bears. We have their first round pick. That's why we sold up the number 1 pick because of that dumbass trade that they did when they gave us DJ Moore. We ended up getting that. So we have the first one. I'm saying Chicago Bears have the first one.
Yeah.
So we already got the first round. That's the very first pick. They ain't got no pick to play for. They ain't got shit to play for other than pride.
Pretty much. And they ain't even gonna get that. So go ahead and give me the Tampa Bay Bucks 28-10. Megaton, who you got? Bucks, Panthers.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet, man. I'll give a little love to Adam Thielen. We all thought he was washed. He got a 1,000-yard season out of like the worst quarterback play that we've seen in the NFL all year. I want to say, because Bryce was not ready for prime time, and even when he got hurt, like it got even worse. So shout out to Adam Thielen for toughing through some shit. Baker Mayfield, I already had in my top 3 for comeback player of the year. Of course, they're going to give it to old boy from Buffalo who had the heart attack and then came back and played, Hamlin.
Yeah.
But other than, man, if it wasn't for Hamlin, I think Baker Mayfield had a real chance to get a comeback player of the year. So those are the 2 things that I want to shout out from this. And then, 3. And then I'll shout out Mike Evans for another 1,000-yard season and really cement himself. He got a Super Bowl ring right now. I think he's probably going to go somewhere in the Hall of Fame. May not be first round, but or first ballot, but definitely going to make the Hall of Fame. So shout out to them. But no, man, this is easy. Tampa Bay wins this. Let's go with and we put in Carolina on a single-digit watch list again. Let's give them 6. And then let's give Tampa Bay 24.
All right, Flip. Bucks Panthers. Who you got?
I got the Bucks. They shit the bed last week against the Saints, but I think they still try to fight it out to the very end, see where they get placed week 18. I mean, do you really want to end your season losing to the Carolina Panthers of all teams?
Yeah, even if they do get a playoff spot, yeah.
Yeah, even if they're playing for nothing, I think the Panthers are still going to play them hard. I think this is kind of that time for Bryce Young to get, just some free experience. And we've seen the last couple of weeks, he's, been throwing more. He's had some drives where it looks like he has problems. It's just one of those situations where he's probably not NFL ready just yet, but he's just going to be thrown into that. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see him in like a Jordan Love situation for the next 2-3 years. Hopefully he does improve, but I think the Bucs still take this game. Give me the Buccaneers in this. I'll say 30-23 over the Panthers.
All righty. Neil, who you got? Bucs Panthers.
This is a pretty easy game for me to pick. I think Tampa wins this one by a margin of most. I got the Bucs 34-6.
Oh, okay.
Bucs the division. That's it.
Yeah, they are pretty much playing for the division here. So, like I said, for me, this game is an open and shut case. All right, next up. Oh boy, NFC North matchup. You got the Green Bay Packers at home, Lambeau Field against the Chicago Bears. Both of these teams. I mean, the thing is, the Bears. I don't know why, but they decided to wake up. And this is the crazy thing about the Chicago Bears. They were in it up until last week, when a lot of people thought they should have been dead in the water a long time ago. But somehow, some way, they hung around until week 17. It's just that the cards didn't fall in place for them to get a playoff spot because they lost too many early games and everybody else above them won. But they've been doing pretty good. They've been doing, pretty serviceable lately. And a lot of people are saying that they shouldn't wait. They should go ahead and get Marvin Harrison Jr. in their draft. I agree with that pick. That's their first round draft pick is Marvin Harrison Jr. But now the Packers, like I said, they are actually playing for a playoff spot. These two teams always beat the hell out of each other, and guess what? This year's going to be no different. But once again, the Bears also could play spoilers, and if things don't go their way, and if a couple teams under them win, then guess what? They could get knocked out of the playoffs. This is going to be a very, very close one. But give me the Packers at home, 24-23. Megaton, who you got? Packers Bears.
Yeah, I don't even know why you asked me this shit. First of all, I want to come back to the point where Chicago has 2 first-round draft picks. So we could trade number 1, and we could still get Marvin Harrison Jr. If we trade number 1 to one of those other sucky teams like Washington or somebody else like that, we still pick in the top 3 and get Marvin Harrison Jr. So the question now in Bears football land is, we got 2 picks probably roughly in the top 10. We can get away with playing around and trading that first pick. So that we got from Carolina. Thank you.
Yeah.
So 2 picks first round. Marvin Harrison Jr. I think will work. He has a relationship with DJ Moore. Mm-hmm. He also worked out with Justin Fields from Ohio State. They just had a relationship already, man. He's been putting a lot of like little subliminals on social media under DJ Moore's posts on like every platform. So, you know, I'm hoping that we get Marvin Harrison Jr. and pick him early, and he wants to get picked early so he gets more money. Wide receivers don't get paid as much when they get picked later.
Yeah.
So let him get picked in the top 5. That's an automatic escalator for his career. So I think he's down to come. That being said, Chicago in this one. I'm rocking with Chicago. And I think this is one of the bigger things that you got to think about. We play well in cold weather. So the cold weather ain't going to bother us. We just won a game in the snow. You saw Justin throwing dots last week, and escapism and running always gets super big. Khalil Herbert's been putting up, 90, 100-yard rushing games for the past 2-3 games in a row. Since he came back from injury and got his momentum back, he's been looking good. DJ Moore has been an absolute beast. He's putting up numbers. Our defense leads the league in interceptions right now. After the start of the season and what we saw from the Chicago Bears defense, to lead the league in that is amazing. So you got to rock with it. I'm going with them over Jordan Love. Reed got injured. His ribs got hurt, and that's his favorite young target. Yeah. So if Reed's out the game and that secondary is already hurt up in Green Bay, I have all faith that the Bears, just based on hatred and emotion alone, will get them up out of here. All right. So give me my Bears in this one, and it's going to be an ugly game. It's going to be close, but Justin Fields does some magic in Lambeau and solidifies his place in Bears greatness and his contract for next year, somewhere around the score of, I want to make this like 31-28.
Wow. All righty. All right, Flip, who you got? Bears, Packers.
Before I make my pick, I wanted to talk about the draft a little bit with Megaton here. Do you think y'all should trade back? Let's say like y'all trade back with the Giants or somebody who's really looking for a quarterback, right? And y'all take that 5th pick, and instead of taking Marv there, y'all take maybe like an edge guy, like what was the name, Verse or Latu or Newton. You take those edge guys or the interior D lineman guys, and then go and get like a guy like Malik Neighbors with what is it, the 7th pick? He'll probably be there at number 7, and then you let Marv go to somebody probably in the top 3. So would you rather do that so you can bolster the defense and you still get a great guy like Neighbors, or are you just locked in on Marv?
Okay, so look at it like this, right? The way it stands right now, you got Bears number 1 pick. That ain't going nowhere unless we trade, right? You got Washington Commanders.
Y'all trade back.
Washington Commanders are at 2. New England's at 3.
All those guys want quarterbacks.
Yeah, and then Arizona's at 4. And Arizona want a quarterback. So we can honestly
take Marv. I think Arizona take Marv.
I think they want a quarterback, though. And I don't think they take Marv number 1. I don't think that happened.
Let's think about this. So Arizona doesn't trade Ford, right? They don't trade up because they already got Kyler, right?
Yeah, they already got Kyler.
So
they don't love Kyler.
I still think they roll with him.
But do they love anybody outside of
They don't want him.
Kyler's spot, though?
That's what I'm saying. If they trade up for number 1. But, okay, we're getting distracted. We are getting distracted on the lowest possible denominator. I think
true.
Okay. We could trade down to Washington for 2 and get a bunch of stuff back from them. And their coach right now is still a former Bear, so we might be able to get that off. We could trade to New England and let New England move up and be at 3. And Washington takes a quarterback anyway. They take that or Penix or Drake or one of those other dudes, and then we still cool as far as that. So we could trade anywhere really between. I mean, the Giants right now are picking at 5. Really, we could trade this number 1 pick to 3 teams at least, and still get Marvin Harrison.
Still get him, yeah.
And then right now, anyway, we're picking number 10. Now, if we win this game against the Packers, then yes, we get some good stuff right there. But it pushes us down in the ranking behind the Raiders. So then the Raiders will pick that up. And then if Minnesota loses, also Minnesota moves up above us. So then we're picking 13 with where the Saints are at right So, yeah, I mean, like, I think the Bears, honestly, best thing to do, you trade over, trade it to one of the two in like 2 or 3, either Washington or New England. I would probably trade it to Washington because Washington stinks more, and like they're probably next year pick. If we get that too in that trade, it's probably going to be decent as well. So that's where I'm at.
Now my question is, okay, so let's think about the 3 quarterbacks going off the board right off the bat.
Right.
So you got Caleb, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, and potentially Penix, right? Because Penix has been moving up a little bit. So I don't think the first 3 or the first 2 or 2 and 3, I don't think Washington and New England move out of that spot knowing they get either Drake May or Jaden Daniels.
I disagree.
You think so? I
would still rather go with Kyler. I would still rather go Kyler and Justin Fields.
Too much to the point where they're like, oh, let's take him over Drake May or Jaden Daniels. I think it's more so. It's like what we saw with Herbert and Tua, where it was best available QB will take.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone really trusts Jaden Daniels that much. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think you're overinflating Jaden Daniels.
I don't trust Jaden. I don't trust him more than I would trust Kyler.
Winner and he had all those rushing yards and everything.
Yeah.
I don't think people look at him like that. And there's a bunch of reasons why. But yeah. So I don't know. That's interesting. Let's revisit this a little bit later so you can get your pick. Because we're kind of down a rabbit hole. But yeah, we can revisit this.
Yeah, I definitely want to have this draft talk because it's gonna get. I feel like this draft is very deep defensively too. I feel like this is the Bears' time to get into it. But off of that, the Bears game. Let's see. Do I have the Bears in this game? Against the Packers. The Packers have been a little susceptible to losing games. Jordan Love, he's had flashes where he's looked great. He's had flashes where he looked terrible. Justin Fields, ever since he's come back from injury, he's looked pretty damn solid. DJ Moore is DJ Moore. The Bears offense looks good. Bears defense looks solid. Packers defense doesn't look that great. I mean, they still have the locker room issues with what's his name doing the coin flip.
Yeah.
The whole AJ Dillon, Aaron Jones situation looks like it's blowing up. It's the same thing as last year with Aaron Rodgers. This receiver carousel it's not looking great for this team, but there's a lot of promise. I think they have a lot of promise to grow, but I mean, this is week 18.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be close, but I got to lean with the Bears here. I think we take Justin Fields' experience. I think DJ Moore is the best receiver out there on that field this week. Give me the Bears in this. I'll say 28-23 over the Packers.
Righty. Next up, we got the Dallas Cowboys going on the road against the Washington Commanders. Now, I really did expect more out of the. I'm not saying that the Commanders are going to win the division, especially with Philly and Dallas in it, but I expected more out of them this year. The thing is, hopefully they know what they're doing because Sam Howell has shown that he can be solid. I think they just need to get him a better O-line. And the thing is, he's got a couple of good, damn good wide receivers. Another thing they're missing is a consistent running back too, but that's neither here nor there. We'll get into that in some other video. But Dallas, they're fighting for number 2 seed right now, and I think that the Eagles are praying to the Lord above that they win so they can take that number 2 seed, and it's against Washington with nothing to play for. But here's the thing: does Washington want to play spoiler? Because isn't that what happened a couple of years ago, where Washington played spoiler and knocked the Dallas Cowboys down a seed, which forced them to go up against I think it was the 49ers, and the 49ers got them out of there in the first round. But yeah, I think that not the Giants, but I think that we'll get to the Giants in a little bit too. But yeah, I think that the Cowboys actually do take care of business against the not the Washington football team, but the Washington Commanders. Give me Dallas 27-17. Megaton, who you got? Cowboys, Commanders.
The Cowboys got to win, man, if they want to get the division. If they want to hold on to the division.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what it is. They automatically get the division if they win, even if Philly beats New York, which Philly should beat New York.
Yeah.
So, I make this really simple. They didn't want to start Sam Howell. They wanted to start Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
And then Brissett hurt himself, and then they were like, damn, we got to start Howell.
Yeah, damn, now we got to, yeah.
That doesn't mean good things for Washington. The game plan or their franchise as a whole. They're at least 2 to 3 years away from being good, even when they draft a quarterback in this draft this year. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, easy call. Dallas wins this. It's going to be a tough game because it's divisional, sort of. But I think they still walk away with it. It'll be interesting up until the third, fourth quarter somewhere. And it'll be 20. I think Dallas tries to prove a point on them. So let's go 28 to 17.
All right. Flip, who you got? Cowboys, Commanders.
Oh, this is a Cowboys game. I swear if the Commanders somehow beat the Cowboys like the Eagles have been getting beat lately. I mean,
I think that would be kind of karma.
It's possible. It's a divisional game, and the Commanders have played every divisional game pretty hard. Mm-hmm. I just don't think the Cowboys are going to be that goofy-ass team that loses to the Commanders. Nothing about that team seems like they should lose on paper, but obviously it's a divisional game. Anything can happen. I just don't think the Commanders are the ones to make that happen. I think Dallas plays them hard. The defense just runs all over them. So much pressure that whoever's in that backfield just can't do anything. The Commanders also, I think they have an identity crisis at running back. I think they like the new guy. I think they like Brian Robinson. There's just not enough touches for Antonio Gibson. I don't know what's going on back there. I feel like this Commanders team is more experimenting than trying to win games at this point. So give me the Cowboys in this. I'll say 35 to 20 over the Commanders.
All right. Next up, we got the Denver Broncos going on the road against the Las Vegas Raiders. Another sort of kind of toilet bowl game, but then again, screw the Broncos for giving everybody false hope, thinking that they were going to make a run. And they just put the stamp on their season with benching Russell Wilson because they're not even going to keep him. I think he's going to go to free agency next year. But yeah, and this is going to be another one of those kind of weak games, lower scoring games. Just short, sweet, and to the point. Going ahead and give me Las Vegas in this game. Let's say 17-20 over the Broncos. Yep. Broncos 17, Raiders 20. Megaton, who you got? Broncos, Raiders.
Vegas got a coach to play for that they actually care about, Antonio Pierce. They want to see him get some dubs and see him get some wins. They like him. They had good momentum the past few weeks. Of course, they took an L, but they're not a great team. Devontae wants to get a dub, man. He wants some more stats. So, to me, I think, this is a pretty easy call, too. Denver, I think they've lost the locker room. The way that they did Russell Wilson, even though everyone wasn't in love with Russell Wilson, just shows how much they really didn't care about this season anymore.
Yeah.
And I think they just gave up. So, yeah, man, I'm going to go with an easy call with the Raiders right now. And, I think, Devontae Adams goes and tries to go off and get a 1,200-yard season to show he can do it with any quarterback.
Exactly. And Max Crosby might feast too. But yeah, anywho.
Oh, Max Crosby is an animal.
He's gonna feast.
And a monster, and I think he's hilarious as a human being, Joe. So, those are bonus points there. I don't think he's gonna get Defensive Player of the Year, but he's damn close if you look at the stats.
Oh yeah.
He's a game wrecker and a monster. So yeah, man, give me Las Vegas in this, and let's do it somewhere around the tune of, let's make this game difficult. Is it in Mile High?
Nope, it's at Las Vegas.
Oh, it's in Las Vegas?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, man. They're going to get drunk and shit before the game, too, man. The Las Vegas home field advantage is going to be undefeated there because they don't got nothing to play for either, and they don't like their coach. They're going to be out till like 3 in the morning. Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Denver is on single-digit watch this week. They might score. I'm going to go with 9.
Good God.
I'm going to go with 9 points to them, and I'm going to go with 17 for the Raiders.
All right. All right, Flip, who you got? Raiders, Vikings. I mean, Raiders, Broncos.
I got the Raiders in this. The Broncos, like Megadon said, they don't like their coach no more, especially after that whole Russell Wilson contract fiasco. I don't know. It's two teams that lost their the coaches lost the locker room. I don't think Peyton has lost the locker room entirely, but I mean, how do you ride with Russ for basically the whole season and then give him an ultimatum where either you restructure your contract or we bench you? That's ridiculous. It's not like he had a terrible season. He did pretty well. I mean, I don't think he had a terrible season. But I don't know. This Raiders team is about to kill this this Broncos team, in my opinion. I think Antonio Pierce, he might be able to keep this head coaching job if he's lucky, unless Bill Belichick comes and takes it from him. But I think Max Crosby and those boys just terrorize them. Give me the Raiders in this. I'll say 24-14 over the Broncos.
All right. Next up, another AFC West matchup. You got the Kansas City Chiefs going on the road against the LA Chargers. Now, everybody's saying how fraudulent the Chiefs are this year.
Wait. Can we pause for 2 seconds real quick and talk about Russ and his season?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Russell Wilson, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. The only other person who has 8 interceptions in the top 10 under double-digit interceptions is Dak Prescott at 8. And we know Dak Prescott used to turn the ball over crazy.
Yeah, turnover.
And then Lamar Jackson is the next closest in the top 10 at 7 interceptions. Yeah. Come on, man.
So they're screwing him. They are screwing Russ.
Put up scoring drives. Yeah. He didn't put up mad yards, if you look at it.
Yeah.
But looking at his completion percentage, 66%. Like, he's still technically hovering around the top 10. He is 10 in that. You know what I mean? Like, he's putting up numbers, Joe. Mm-hmm. You can't really get mad at him and say he wasn't doing anything. Like, he had a ton of yards and he wasn't, changing the game like he used to. But you can't say he had a bad season compared to a lot of other people, and he wasn't turning the ball over.
Exactly. And look,
he did what he was supposed to do. So for you to try to tell him he has to restructure and take less money, like, that's whole shit. And you got to, like, really look at, like, okay, either take less money or sit down. That's violating all kinds of rules with the NFL Player Commission and all of that. Like, they can have people come in and talk to you about this. That's why Russ put it on blast. And I respect him for putting it on blast like that. That's why the locker room was fractured. That's why Denver ain't going to be shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, this may be like how Denver enacted the Denver curse, man. Sierra going to go do some voodoo and shit and do a hip dance and put some roots on you. So, get your ass up out of here. Man, Russell Wilson.
Yeah, it's a damn shame. They hold Russell Wilson. They're trying to hold Russell Wilson, especially when he brought that team back from 1-5. It's ridiculous. And I hope he finds another home. But then again, Russ is going to be 35 this year? 35, 36 this year?
It's going to be up there.
Yeah.
I don't think he can
find a spot.
Yeah, he can find a spot.
I think he's still got like 2-3 good years left in him, maybe 2.
Yeah, I say about 2 years.
Towards the 2, but it's the fact is, there are so many teams that would take a quarterback who doesn't put up crazy yards, but it's still not going to turn the ball over and can get you a game-winning drive. Because we saw this year, he won a couple games.
Yeah.
He won a couple games.
More than a couple games.
And will help coach up whoever your next quarterback is, because he only going to be there for like 1 or 2 years and shit. He's going to help out, coach up somebody, and not be a hoe. You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's deal with that. And also, like, karma's undefeated. When you do bullshit like this as a franchise, bad things happen to you.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, man, Denver bogus for that.
Yeah, for sure. But all right, yeah. Anyway, back to the Chargers Chiefs matchup. Now Easton Stick is gonna get the start in this game, I believe. I just don't have any faith in them, especially with everybody saying that Patrick Mahomes has been acting like a 2-year-old in these last couple of games. But yeah, it's ridiculous. I think that not only do the Chiefs win, but I think they're going to try to make a statement saying, okay, we're still here. So going ahead and give me the Chiefs 28-24 over the Chargers. Now, here's the thing. The Chargers are going to fight for that very, very first half. But they're going to do what they always do and blow it in the last quarter. That's why I say 28-24. Anyway, Megatone, who you got? Chargers, Chiefs.
You know, I defer to Flip on all Chargers games first, man. Flip.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about your peoples.
It's another loss to the Chiefs this year. I think I've been seeing a lot of people talk about incentives and all this stuff around the league, and maybe that'll be the Austin Ekeler big game this week or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a lot of faith in this team right now, just because one, we're missing Bosa. Two, our coaching situation is still a little iffy. Easton Stick is at quarterback. I don't think Keenan Allen's at full health. I don't even know if he plays this week. The receiving situation is still iffy. Quentin Johnston's not going to suddenly become, a top talent. He's still got a, off season ahead of him. This Chiefs team, on the other hand, I don't know if they have anything to play for anymore. I think
they're stuck at the 3 spot.
I think they're stuck at their position, right?
Yeah, they're stuck at the 3 spot, but I still think they might try to make a statement, try to make a point.
I don't think so. I think this is one of those situations where they rest Mahomes and they rest their guys, because one, Travis Kelce has been beat the fuck up the entire year.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know if people have noticed that, but Travis Kelce is 100% getting rested this week. I don't think they're in a position where they want to, run a guy like Rashee Rice, because he's their only guy. And they definitely don't want to get Mahomes hurt, because you still got a guy like Khalil Mack out there who could hit Patrick Mahomes, and there goes your off season or your postseason. So, when I see that, there's a lot of issues on the Chargers, but if you're taking away Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice, and Patrick Mahomes, the Chargers will probably win this game. I think this is just a game where the Chiefs just give up the final game of the year and get ready for playoffs, because they've got a huge fight ahead of them. So, I'm going to go with Chargers here. Actually, Austin Ekeler might actually have a game. So, Chargers in this one, I'll say 24-13 over the Chiefs.
All right. Next up, NFC West.
No, I'll go to this. I didn't get mine off.
Oh,
Blaine Gabbert is your starting quarterback this week.
Wow.
Travis Kelce has 16 yards to make a 1,000-yard season. Otherwise, he ends with one of his few seasons that's been under 1,000 yards in a long time, which is disappointing to say the least for him.
He might actually play for like a drive.
He's got 16 yards. Andy Reid hinted he won't play, but I don't think, just from who he is and what he wants to be as far as legacy goes. Last year, every year he's had over 1,000 yards since 2016.
Wow.
Do I think he wants to break that streak just on some dumb shit to be rested? Nah, man. Like, I think he has enough pride. And people are even roasting him about Taylor Swift. They're like, you too busy being a Swiftie and getting in that skinny back. I know them cheeks don't clap like old girl used to.
Oh, no.
Shout out to her. Yeah. So, man, you done got distracted going off on tour to Brazil and shit. And this gonna be the year that you don't get 1,000 yards when you started fucking with old girl. I don't think he wants that to be the narrative.
No.
So I think he'll at least go in there and get 16 to 20 yards and be in there for a couple drives. And that gives Blaine Gabbert some options. Also, Blaine Gabbert throws a softer ball, than what you see from Patrick Mahomes, and it's more expected. So I think those mediocre receivers that they have can actually catch passes better from Blaine Gabbert, which sounds crazy. But I think it's a thing.
They play Rice. Who's he throwing to? Kadarius Toney and
I'm just saying, man. Look, who's playing on y'all? Keenan Allen ain't playing. Ain't nobody playing for the Chargers.
Yeah, second and third string guys.
We still got Palmer. We still got Everett. We still got Quentin Johnson.
Y'all gonna roll out the doodle squad too, man. Your quarterback's name is Easton Stick.
Our team is already the doodle squad, but they have
the name. He has at least the fifth most horrendous name of quarterbacks that I would roast. Easton Stick, man. That sounds like a porn star name, and it don't sound like it don't even sound like a masculine porn star. Like it sounds like a porn star who is on the spectrum of the letter people. So Easton Stick can take his Easton Stick wherever he wants to stick it. But you can stick that up your ass if you think they're gonna win. So I'm going with Chiefs.
Because look, the Chiefs are also going to rest their defense. You really think the Chiefs are playing any crazy starters?
Probably.
Are you playing Bosa? Is Bosa gonna play more than this? Is Khalil Mack gonna play more than a quarter or two?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the last damn game of the season. This is their Super Bowl.
I think still in the combo for Defensive Player of the Year. Of course he gonna play.
I love to hear you be passionate about your team.
Of course he gonna play.
Y'all finna lose. I'm going with the Chiefs in this one. 17-14.
Wow, a low-scoring game?
Chiefs? Oh, no.
The rebirth of Blaine Gabbert is proven. 17-14. We out here bad.
All right. Jesus Christ.
Hey, go ahead.
All right, go ahead, Flip. Well, Flip, you already give your present.
Oh no, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
All right.
I'm done talking about the Chargers this year.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I already gave my prediction too. I said 28-24 Chiefs. But all right, anyway, next up. Oh, you got the Philadelphia Eagles going on the road against the New York Giants. The Giants need. The thing is, there's no reason why. They got a playoff spot regardless. Okay, bravo. But do they bench those guys? Do they bench the starters, or do they try to fight for that 2 seed? Because Dallas is winning in regardless. Is there really any point in them trying to get that 2 seed? And risk injuring their guys.
What time do the Eagles play versus Cowboys?
I think the Eagles play before. No, the Eagles play after the Cowboys.
Yeah, so they're just gonna watch the game, and if the Cowboys win, they're resting all their guys.
Right. And like I said, it should be unless something crazy happens. And thing is, I said that they were going to go on a 3-game run, and they lost to the Arizona Cardinals last week. I think this game is going to be sort of similar, but I think that the Eagles are going to come away with this just based off the fact that they need this game more. Give me the Eagles 27-21 over the Giants. Megaton, who you got? Giants, Eagles.
Man, Joe, the Eagles better win, or somebody gonna get their ass handed.
Oh yeah.
So I think everybody's starting. Like the Birds been looking like bird shit recently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the Cardinals, right? Like they lost to the Cardinals of all people. You're not supposed to lose the Bird Bowl to them, and then you lost the second Bird Bowl to the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
You lose to all the birds. You are a bird bitch. Sorry, bird head bitch. Mm-hmm. If you don't win this game, you better start everybody and hope you get some momentum.
Oh, hell yeah.
Otherwise, you're not going to have any hope of doing anything in the playoffs. So that's what I'm rocking with. I'm going with them. But Eagles have to win this against the Giants. I love Tyrod Taylor. Like, he's like, all he does is just come in and put up stats, and then everyone hates him anyway because he's Michael Vick-like.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? Like, let's rock with the Eagles on this one. And I'll make this short and sweet. Let's say I'm putting the Giants on. No, I'm not gonna put them on single digit. I like Tyrod too much. Mm-hmm. Let me put them on a 13, and I'm gonna put the Eagles somewhere around 27 because they got a point to prove.
Now, even if the Eagles stay at that 5th seed, that would mean they go up against whoever wins the NFC South. Do you think that they win on the road against either the Saints or the Bucks?
At this point, who knows? The way this Eagles team is right now, that is a toss-up.
Yeah,
if you would have told me that when they were 10-1, then I would have been like, Eagles got this. But now it's a little bit more of a I have no idea anymore.
Yeah, what's your final score? What's your prediction for the Eagles Giants game?
You telling Megaton or me?
Oh, you.
Megaton. Megaton
already gave this. Yeah.
I think this has to be a statement game for the Eagles. I do think the Giants play them hard again, but this is a game where you have to go out there and get some momentum. When you either win a division or you lose a division, it don't matter. Right now, you have to go out there as a team and get a win so that you have some kind of momentum, some kind of hype going into this postseason. Because, I mean, when you look at all these teams that are in the postseason right now, all of them minus maybe the Lions, they look like teams that have they have a chip on their shoulder. They really want to win something. The Eagles feel like they won the Super Bowl when they got 10 wins, and then they decided to take the season off.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like they won the Super Bowl because they went to the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
Like it just feels like they're not like hungry for it. Because how do you go 10-1? You were they were like the last undefeated team in the league once again, and then you just fell off.
Yeah.
And everyone was saying the Cowboys have the ticky tack schedule. They got the easy schedule. Like the Cowboys look a little fraudulent, and then the Eagles go through the gauntlet and they come out and they look like looking like the Jets. They start looking terrible, and it's not good. So. Yeah, this is a statement game. They have to win this game. 100%. It don't matter if the Cowboys are up 50-0 at halftime.
You go out there,
to win this game.
Yeah.
So give me the Eagles 27-14.
All right. Next up, another NFC West matchup. You got the Seattle Seahawks playing for a playoff spot, going up against the Arizona Cardinals, who just beat one of the top seeds or one of the quote unquote best teams in the NFC, but lately they've been looking a little bit shaky. But who do you got? Eagles. Seahawks Cards.
Yo, what is that beeping, man?
Oh, that beeping. It is somebody's calling on my phone.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, Seahawks Cards. Who you got?
This is so ugly, but I want to go with the Seahawks because they got something to play for more so. I know Arizona and Kyler would love to come back and just spoil it for them, but they already locked into an early pick. They don't really have to do anything else. I think if they win this game, it does nothing but hurt their draft stock. So, I got Seattle. And let's, I think Seattle, DK Metcalf has something to prove. He wants to put up some more yards. He's had a really down season if we want to talk about wide receivers and down seasons. DK Metcalf has definitely been the epitome of that.
Yeah.
And I think Seattle just, get in the playoffs. Give yourself a chance. So give me Seattle in this one, but I think it's tight. I think it's a close one, 21-19.
All righty. Flip, who you got? Seahawks Cards. Flip, you there?
Yeah, I just got back. My bad.
Okay, yeah, Flip.
What team are we on?
Seahawks Cards.
The Cards. Who are they playing? Let's see.
Yeah, Seattle Seahawks.
Cardinals and Seahawks.
Yep. NFC West matchup.
I'm gonna go with the Seahawks in this one.
They should win.
Well, I mean, I don't know because the Cardinals just beat the Eagles.
Yeah, but see, on paper they should win. But like I said, and especially because the Seahawks are playing for something.
Are they? I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, if they win,
they need. Who do they need to lose?
A couple other teams lose, and they're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
They need the Packers. They need the Packers to lose, and they need the let's see who else. They need the Packers to lose.
Yeah, if they get the Packers to lose and they get one of the NFC South teams to lose, then they still get to sneak in. So, and I think there's one other team that they got to worry about too. I'm trying to think who. But yeah, so the Seattle Seahawks can actually the playoffs pretty easily. If they win, they're pretty much in. And I think I think Green Bay loses to the Bears, so I think that works. Minnesota is the other one who has to lose for them too.
I mean, the thing is, I thought that the Eagles, knowing that they had to win out, would handle the Cardinals, and then next thing you know, the Cardinals snuck a win on them. So I don't know if I can just sit here and be like, yeah, the Seahawks, they win this and they're in when I don't know, this Cardinals team has been playing spoiler a little bit, but
yeah,
I think regardless of that, I think I still go with the Seahawks just because the Cardinals at some point have to realize that they have to lose games to win the sweepstakes for one of these guys, be that Marv Jr. or be that another quarterback. They have to keep that draft pick. So off of draft implications, I will say the Seahawks will win this. But I wouldn't be surprised if Kyler Murray goes out there and pisses off the organization. So give me the Seahawks in this. I'll say 31-27 over the Cardinals.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really, really close one too. Like I said, the Seahawks need a couple of things to go their way. Whether they get that is a whole different ball game. But yeah, going ahead and give me the Seahawks as well in a tight game, 28-27. Now, the last game of the night, AFC East matchup. The Buffalo Bills going on the road against the Miami Dolphins. Now, fellas, I don't know if you've seen the playoffs right now, but I mean, especially with the way that the Bills have been playing, they've been very, very iffy this year. But the Bills in this game can go as high as the 2 seed, and they can either be as high as the 2 seed or get knocked out of the playoffs altogether. That's nuts. And the thing is with Miami already having a spot regardless, do they bench their starters or do they just play them for the first half and then just rest them the rest of the time, or do they try to go all out, balls out, and try to knock the Bills out of the playoffs? Because I'm pretty sure that they don't want to see the Bills in the playoffs again, regardless of how they've been playing. Josh Allen's been looking a little bit iffy, and like I said, I think half the reason why Josh Allen's performance has been kind of shaky is because he's been playing injured. But I mean, he still got some pretty damn good weapons and a running game, and that defense is pretty solid too. But I mean, it's just when Tua doesn't turn the ball over, he's lightning. I mean, he can run up the damn score on you, especially with Tyreek Hill. And prayers to Tyreek Hill's family because I read a report that his house caught on fire recently. So prayers to the Hill family.
Yep. Rick Ross actually was out there filming, being crazy. Talking about, oh man, I'm seeing his house burn down. I'll be good.
Yeah, man.
Rick Ross crazy.
Yeah. But anyway, go ahead and give me Miami in this game. Give me the Dolphins 30-23. Megaton, who you got? Dolphins, Bills.
Okay, so the Dolphins are playing for either I get the division, or I get to like the 4th or 5th seed.
Yeah. Or if things don't go their way, they go home.
No, the 5th or 6th seed. Sorry, 5th or 6th seed.
Yeah, and if
the Bills are playing for their playoff lives.
Exactly.
So if I'm looking at the Dolphins right now, I think the Dolphins, number one, don't want the Bills in the playoffs at all. With the opportunity to actually have to go to Buffalo. Because if Buffalo wins and they get to the division, then when they play them in Buffalo, in the cold. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that smoke. And that's how it would probably shake out if that happens. So I think the Dolphins go balls out. I think they play. It's a home game for them. And I think they have all the cards on their table. They want the division. They've been playing hard for it all year. The Buffalo Bills are on a streak, and the Dolphins want to bounce back. So let me go with the Dolphins in this one. I think they got more to play for. Let's make this 31. I think it's a high-scoring affair, 34-31.
All right. Flip, who you got? Bills, Dolphins.
Bills Dolphins rematch. I mean, the last time they played, the Dolphins got curb stomped.
In Buffalo, in the cold, which gives them more incentive to win.
Yep.
True. Yeah. I gotta go with the Bills here, man. I think they're still fighting for a playoff spot, right? If I'm not tripping.
Yeah, like I said, they could either go as high as the second seed.
Playoffs.
Yep, they could either go as high as the second seed or get knocked out altogether just from this game. Well, they can make a wild card. They can make a wild card spot too if a couple other things go in their favor. But still,
they need the Steelers to lose. They need if they lose, they need the Steelers to lose. They need
an NFC South team,
the Browns to lose. Yeah. Even though the Browns are already locked in that spot above them, and they got to worry about
an AFC.
Either they need the Texans to lose.
Texans, yeah.
Wait, does this mean that if they beat the Dolphins next week,
Texans or Colts?
Yeah.
If they beat the Dolphins next week, are the Dolphins out the playoffs?
They drop. No, because
they just dropped.
They just dropped.
No, they dropped. They already clinched the playoffs. So they already clinched.
Yeah.
But they dropped down to fifth.
They dropped down the wild card
between fifth or sixth.
Yeah, because the Bills did.
Because they have 11. They got 11 wins already. You know what I mean? Like so now, like the seventh seed is between all the 9, 7, and 10 and 7 teams, or 10 and 6 teams. 9 and 7 and 10 and 6 teams. And like outside players like punter's chance for the Steelers, and then Colts, Texans, all of them are the 9 and 7s that can get that 6th or 7th seed that'll shake out. The Bills, if they lose, they're 10 and 7, and they would still need basically everyone to lose and the Colts to win.
Yeah.
They would need the Texans to lose, the Jaguars to lose, and the Colts to win the division for them to get in, I believe.
Yes, that's correct.
See, I know my little math.
You got that shit down to a science.
Yeah.
Man, I still want to take the Bills then. I feel like it's a win or go home situation for them already. And the Dolphins are really just, I don't know, they just seem like a dog with their tail tucked between their legs getting whooped by the Ravens last week.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's
but they got a spot though.
Like what's up?
They've already got a spot, so it doesn't make sense for them to play the full 60 minutes. For the starters to play full 60 minutes, yeah.
But it's also like
no, it does. Like, it does to get the division.
Yeah, to get the division,
yeah. It's an ego situation for them as well, where it's like they want the playoff seeding, and they also want to go into the playoffs not losing to the Ravens as their last official game.
Exactly, and they don't. And like I said, they don't want to go up against a divisional opponent in the playoffs. The Bills are not who they don't want to see. You don't want to see another divisional opponent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With that being said, though, I know it's a home game for Miami, so they don't have to deal with cold weather.
Because if the Browns wait, heads up. If the Browns win, the Browns are technically, like, even though they didn't be a division winner, they would technically be the higher ranking seed.
Technically, yeah.
They would be. So if the Dolphins lose, they're getting pushed behind the Browns in ranking. So the Browns are automatically gonna get 5.
Mm-hmm.
So the Dolphins would be.
You see what I'm saying? And the Dolphins are gonna go to 6.
Then they have to play. Wait, who?
The Dolphins go to 6.
They have to play.
You got the Ravens at 1, and then you're gonna have the Chiefs.
Yeah.
At 2.
Or the Browns, or you're gonna have the Chiefs at 2 because that's a division winner. So division winner goes above that, and then you get the Browns.
Might get first.
The Browns would have a better record. The Browns have a better record than the Chiefs.
A better conference.
All the Chiefs can do is tie the Browns.
Yeah, a better conference record.
So the technically be the number 2 seed. The Browns could technically be the number 2 seed, but I think if they have the same record, because you're a division winner, the division winner trumps that in a tiebreaker.
Could the Browns win the number 1?
So if the Chiefs win and the Browns lose, then that's it. No, the Ravens can win the number 1 seed. The Browns can get. The Browns by record could be number 2.
Yeah.
By record.
Yeah.
Because they're 11-5 and the Dolphins are 11-5. Those are the next 2 highest ranks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Dolphins win, the Dolphins become the 2 seed. Period. If the Dolphins lose, then technically the Bills at 11-6. If the Chiefs lose, the Bills at 11-6 will be the 2 seed.
Which means the Dolphins drop to 5. Right? The Dolphins
means the Dolphins drop to 6.
6. Wow.
Because the Browns are 11-5 already. So if the Browns win, they're 12-5. They lose, they're 11-6, the same record. But they'll own. I think they own the tiebreaker over shit against the Dolphins.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's it. So I think they drop all the way to 6.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Oh yeah, the Ravens had to lose to the Dolphins. Everyone, so they okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, they can still take the 2 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, this is where it gets really
good. The Dolphins want to see the Browns
because you can't be a 2 seed against a divisional person.
No, because that won't matter.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, because they still have a better record. Like, technically, they have the second best record in the AFC.
Oh, true. You're right.
So because they're not a division winner, they're going to automatically, like, they're locked into that 5 slot automatically.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4 for all the divisions, and then they rank the divisions.
True. Yeah. I'm over here just thinking a little off. Okay. Yeah. So they would 100% get the fit. Because the Browns are more than likely going to win this week. Yeah.
All right.
Damn, the Dolphins would be facing the Chiefs. in the.
Yeah, the Chiefs on the road. Yeah.
And don't nobody want that.
Yeah. I'm a Steelers fan, so I can attest to that.
Hold on now.
Yeah. So if the Dolphins win, then they're ending up playing against like the Jaguars or Colts or Texans, one of those teams, or Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Well, that's also another thing. If the Chiefs lose this week, right?
Yeah.
And the Bills, or let's say like the Colts, Texans, or Jags win, would they maybe leapfrog the Chiefs?
By 1 spot, maybe, because of the way because it makes it more confusing because of the way tiebreakers are and the way some of these teams are in the conference already played each other. And also it gets
the Bills could win. The Bills could win this game.
Yeah.
And it's Bills-Dolphins rematch.
Yeah. That's the thing.
The wild card.
Mm-hmm. So they see each other again the very next week.
And if they lose, then they're playing at the Bills in the cold. You don't want to play the Bills in January.
Hell no. Mm-mm.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Bills. I want the Bills to win.
Wow.
I want it to chaos.
But like I said, this is do or die for them.
I like Mike McDaniel, but I like chaos more. So.
Yeah, but like I said, this is do or die for the Bills, especially depending on those Steelers games and those AFC South, one of those AFC South teams. Also, it gets even more tricky if we talk about teams tying. It gets even more convoluted.
I don't think we're
going to have no ties.
Hey.
We honestly might see the Texans steal the division this week.
I agree.
That's what I want. That's what I'm rooting for the Texans to steal the division. Yeah. That's what I'm rooting for. They beat the Colts. They beat the Colts, and the Jaguars, I don't trust them to win, even though I think they are. You know what I'm saying? I did say they would, but I don't trust them to win against Tennessee. Like, it's possible they could lose.
Yeah, the Titans.
If they lose, then it's the Texans.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence ain't playing. You know what I mean? So, actually, Trevor Lawrence is not playing.
No. He was limited. He was limited this week.
He is playing. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. He is playing. I was looking at another one. He is playing. So, but he's coming back after being hurt and limited and practice and all of that.
Yeah, so he's going to be a little iffy, yeah.
It can go.
This could be interesting.
I would love of it for CJ and them. I don't know that ends the fairy tale. I don't think that ends the fairy tale Rookie of the Year season.
Mm-mm.
So that's
I
what
don't think it does. Yeah, I don't think it does. I think. Damn. So even if the Jags win, the Texans still have a chance at making it in the last few spots, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Damn, this is why the AFC is the better division, man. You get stuff like this all the way down to the wire.
Yeah.
We got chaos in the NFC too. Come on, man. We got the Packers can lose. Then you got the whole NFC South is in it for the division, and they stink. But you have that too. Like the NFC has some drama. Don't hate on us too much.
The drama. Stop. Yeah. Like I'm really worried about that drama.
Yeah.
That's because y'all are stuck on y'all AFC, man. That's y'all being AFC. We got the Cowboys versus the Eagles. Like the Cowboys and the Eagles, both 11-5. Who's gonna take that division? And then it'll be chaos because one of them drops in that same thing. Like the Eagles dropping from division leader and clear cut to possibly being like a 5 or 6 seed, a 5 seed.
Yeah,
it's gonna be crazy. That's funny.
Yeah.
You got the Rams sneaking in. Then you got this whole thing with the whole NFC South. Everyone's 8-8 for the Buccaneers and the Saints. And then you got that who's going to win that division and sneak in there. And the Falcons have an outside chance. I mean, everyone hates it. But I'm saying, and then you got the Packers sitting there. The Packers could still get in. The Seahawks could still get in. Because you got the whole Seahawks stuff right there. No. The Bears can't win. The Bears can't get in. The Falcons actually can't get in. I misspoke. Yeah. But you got the Seahawks who can get in at 8-8. You got the Packers who can get in at 8-8. You got the Buccaneers and the Saints who can still both get in at 8-8 and are fighting
they can BS their way in,
depending on who wins that game. And if both of them lose, then technically, if the Falcons win, then the Falcons have a chance to get in.
Yeah.
It's fun. Isn't this fun? It is fun too.
It's a headache.
Loser ball on our side. You know what I'm saying? Some of the losers got a chance too.
Yeah, that was more nasty. That reminded me of what was it? The Seahawks who got in with like a losing record back in like 2009.
Yeah, they were like 7. They were 7-9. Yeah, they were.
There's been a few nasty ass teams that have gotten in with a horrible negative record before. So yeah, I feel you. It's gross, but it can happen.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, what is you guys' final scores for the Seahawks? For the Dolphins Bills.
I'm gonna give it to the Bills. I'm gonna say 35-28 over the Dolphins.
I say Dolphins 28. Yeah, I say Dolphins 28-26.
Okay.
Yeah, I gave mine earlier already, so you know where I'm at. I got Miami in that one.
Yeah. And we just went over playoff scenarios and who wins, who loses, who could drop, who could and I think that's pretty much it. I think we pretty much covered everything, fellas.
Final words for the season, gentlemen. Anybody?
Good luck, and may God be with you. And go Steelers.
I have final words for the season. I said a lot of horrible things about a certain head coach by the name of Evergoof. And I said I never believe in them. Now I realize we just need to separate that team. If the Bears want to be like, the Bears of the past that were great, he should just only coach the defense. He needs to just be, it's like the reverse thing with Ditka and Buddy Ryan.
Yeah.
He just needs to find an offensive coordinator that tells him, shut up and go over there and don't talk to me.
Yeah.
And you worry about what the defense does. I'm going to worry about what the offense does. And don't say another word to me in life about Justin Fields and this offense because you misused him and you were horrible about this offense. You make coward calls. And then when you try to put your nuts on the table, you make stupid calls, i.e. going in a shotgun on 4th and nothing just to try to run the ball. What's wrong with you? Like, you just don't – you out-trick yourself trying to do too much, and you should not talk about offense. Your defense, you got the defense back right when you fired the defensive coordinator, and then you said, I'm going to do the defense, and then, whatever. And Getsy a goofy. Get him out of there. But go Bears. Shout out to Russell Wilson. They did you bogus. and you deserve better things. And bad karma, give me the Sealy meme until you do right by me. Denver Broncos, y'all going, you're going to have bad karma.
Yes.
Sorry, Tyreek, for not getting your 2,000 yards. You should have got it, but, injuries are injuries. That's why 2,000 yards is so hard to come by, man, especially when you get sat down certain times because you're not healthy or you're ahead by too much or you're losing and they got to take you out the game, which happened to you a couple times in these blowouts, i.e. Baltimore.
Yeah.
So let's go through, a couple other shout outs. Like, is there anybody who you want to give a shout out to this year? And I will leave my shout out first with CJ Stroud. I'm proud of you. You did an amazing job, win or lose on this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You did an amazing job, and shout out to you. You're my rookie of the year, and I'm looking for great things from you in the future.
Shout out to Christian McCaffrey. Shout out to Lamar Jackson. And let's see, the top two. I was going to save this for later, but we can bring up the, because we were going to talk about MVP candidates, but I think it's pretty much a given now that Lamar is going to get it. But yeah, shout out to those two guys for me. Flip, anything you want to add?
Yeah. I'll start it early. It was an interesting year. I thought this year was after the Jaguars lost. I thought this was the year where it was basically we have to go back to the playoffs and show everyone that it was a fluke.
Yeah.
Season started off terribly. Brandon Staley did not even seem like he was trying to save his character. Interviews, he was stubborn about passing up on the defense. He wanted to be the defensive minded coach. He wanted to lead the team, and the team it just seemed like it was falling apart. The offense is scoring, the offense is putting up points, but then the defense is just giving up those same amount of points. We're losing just like we've lost in the past, all within a single score. And then it finally imploded. And they finally got rid of him, and I'm happy. Now I'm seeing talks about a Bill Belichick or a John Harbaugh coming to take over the team. It feels like an actual change because we also got rid of Tom Telesco, the GM. So it feels like an entire, rehaul. It's not something where we just plug in another coach and we still got the same GM and we're just hoping for the best.
Right.
So hopefully this is the beginning of something positive for Herbert because I don't want him having another wasted career like Phillip Rivers, in my opinion. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the Chargers. Hopefully next year, it's an entirely new atmosphere.
Yeah.
When it comes to defensive player of the year, I think it's Myles Garrett. I think that Browns team has looked crazy on defense, and I think when you think of Browns defense, you think Myles Garrett.
Exactly.
So he's had a crazy year as well. I think Max Crosby, if he had started a little sooner, it probably would have been his rookie of the year. I like Puka, but I think CJ Stroud he did too much, and when you're talking about a quarterback's going to get, the advantage here. So, one, CJ Stroud had an amazing year. Two, he's a quarterback. Three, if CJ Stroud wasn't playing this year, it was probably Puka's for the taking.
Mm-hmm.
And MVP, yeah, it's Lamar's.
Yeah,
after that 49ers game, Brock Purdy fell off. Christian McCaffrey got hurt. It's Lamar's for the taking at this point. Nobody else.
Yeah, I'm giving you a shout out to Puka too, man.
Yeah,
much love to Puka. He went crazy.
Yeah, Puka balled out, man. He helped that Rams team a lot because Cooper Kupp, I don't know if he's not fully healthy yet or if the fall off has begun, but he's looking like he might be the number 2 guy on that team next season. But we'll see. It's been a fun year of football, and the playoffs, they look fun going into Week 18. It's not,
for sure,
a bunch of situations where, everything is locked up. So a couple teams will be sitting there starters, but it's still going to be good football for Week 18. I would say a successful season. outside of a couple ref dilemmas.
Yeah.
But yeah, what are you gonna do about that one?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be some.
I also want to give one last shout out to Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. Mr.
Great job for
keeping the streak alive. Yeah.
I don't know what kind of voodoo he does every damn year to keep that streak, but yeah. And it's not by accident, it's not by design. And this is the 20th year that the streak is going on. 17th with Mike Tomlin. Well, they're going on the 18th with Mike Tomlin of having a 9-7 or 8-8 record or better. So yeah, shout out to Mike Tomlin.
He's doing it with guys like Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
And Mitch Trubisky at quarterback. So
yeah.
As much as I keep saying every year that this is going to be the year he loses it, he's proven
it's going to be a cold day in hell before it finally happens. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been doing it, but I feel like at this point, I don't see why he would stay with the Steelers much longer. It has to be just a legacy thing, just like how we see them always talk about how the Steelers keep these coaches for extremely long streaks. I think before him, the last coach was there for 30 plus years or something.
Yep. Bill Cowher, he wasn't there for 30, but he was there since the 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, he was there for a minute.
Chuck Noll was there before him for 20 years.
That's the only reason I could see Tomlin staying there.
Yeah.
But if I'm Mike Tomlin, I'm going somewhere else.
But next year, his contract
nothing to work with.
But yeah, that's the thing, is that his contract expires at the end of the 2024 season. Whether they renew it or not, that's all up to the Roonies, and it depends. I guess it's going to depend on whether they make the playoffs or win another Super Bowl or not. But yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if the streak ends next year.
He needs to pray for Michael Penix to drop, or get a trade up or a trade down. That's what he needs to pray for, because they need a quarterback. They need a quarterback for real. Other than that, they okay. You can make those receivers work if you get them a quarterback.
You got Pickens and Deontay Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Run game was
good. Najee's and Tyler
Warren.
Yeah. And the defense is good. They what?
They need an offensive line. They need offensive linemen, and they need a quarterback, and they'll be fine.
Yeah.
And they can do that in this draft.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But they just gotta be willing to make some sacrifices, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe trade away the future a little bit. But I mean, hey, you do what you got to do to win. I mean, the Steelers are a winning franchise, so 6 Super Bowls? So yeah, they got to keep this keep going, because 49ers they're eyeing it. They're eyeing number 7.
Yep. Patriots
already bunny hopped over everybody. Packers are dead in the water. Yeah, it's the Steelers. It's Steelers time. Steelers season. Let's see it. Yeah. Get number 7 already. Y'all been Pittsburgh Steelers for too long.
15 years was our last Super Bowl.
Yeah, 15 years too long. Y'all supposed to be winning at least once a decade at this point.
Exactly. Yeah. But anyway, gentlemen, that'll do it for this week's. This is a very good show. I was excited about this one, and we're coming up on 2 hours and 20 minutes. I really enjoyed this show more than any other because of everything that we got to cover and go over. And we even got a couple of new guests to chime in. So, Flip, Megaton, I really do appreciate you guys. Y'all help make this show the bomb. So, clap it up for you guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I wish shows like this were every week. But, I understand, obligations and everybody can't be here. But, I mean, this is my 5th year doing the 4th and Goal podcast. No. It's my 6th year doing the 4th and Goal podcast. So, I appreciate this, guys. Anyway, I will see you guys next week.
I appreciate you having me, my brother. I appreciate your momentum and keep going, keep building. I'll try to be here as much as I can. My travel schedule and that Wednesday. For some reason, people love for me to travel to meetings on Thursdays and things like that. Yeah. So, as much as I can, man, I'm here, but I'm going to support you, man. Keep doing your thing. I'm happy to be a guest, and I'm proud of all the progress you made from the first season that you've been doing this till now. So keep doing your thing.
Yes, sir. All right. Anyway, thank you guys. Y'all have a good night, and I'll see you next week for the playoff for the wild card weekend predictions. Peace.
Peace. No one's gonna be better.
Yes.
Don't worry.